Is this it?
This is it!
We've been holding power you make for 30 years. But here's the real question. How much torque are you making? Because every single ACT clutch is rated by the torque produced at the crank. That's all your clutch cares about. Your power, your performance, your success. Unrivaled precision, power, and durability. Visit advancedclutch.com today. 30 years of precision engineering and performance excellence. Because every revolution starts at the crank.
You've got questions? We've got answers. Need a pro you can trust? We have stores of that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
The only results that we really want is to win every round and win the championship.
Don't really have anything to lose.
This whole year is a big ramp.
This is it. The day needs to go our
I don't want the season to end. And now your winner, unanimously, Fredric the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo. James the Machine Dean gets the win after 3 battles. Let's give the boss, give him the trophy. The one, the only, Hiroya Minowa! Back on the box once again, Adam Elzing! James the Machine Dean gets the win. Second place, Jack Shanahan. Records or checkers for Matt Field. A 2-year dry spell has come to an end. With 1 round left, make some noise for the one, the only, James the Machine Dean! Well, the build-up has led to this. Let's take a look at our digital Shoreline course.
Long Beach is going to be wild.
Nobody else has driven this track yet. It's going to be one of the best events of the year. I gotta hold it down.
Irwindale has always been the most insane round, and I'm really stoked to see it happen somewhere else for the first time ever.
When everyone asks me what's your favorite track, I like Long Beach. You're doing the Grand Prix or you're doing Formula Drift at the highest level. For us to be able to come back and go full circle, I know it's going to be just as intense, just as good, maybe even better.
You can absolutely feel the energy walking into this venue. The sandbox is very similar. We're building new castles of a different sort. A new track, a similar and familiar backdrop, but definitely different. This is round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, and it's a new one. Shoreline is Showdown. You can literally see the shoreline. The road is called Shoreline, and there you see. I mean, like I said, this is new. It's new for everybody, right? Yeah. The backdrop, the scene, definitely not. Formula Drift's offices have been here in Long Beach since day one. So thank you to the city of Long Beach for opening their arms to us. Thank you to the whole Formula Drift Long Beach Grand Prix Association. This is Shoreline Showdown. I'm Jared Deenda. Joining me here in the booth is Jacob Gens, host of the Outer Zone podcast. Jacob, great to see you once again. A real just mellow day yesterday. I felt like we were burning Nagchampa, a little bit of Wusa. It was good. Nothing crazy substantial happened. We did have some things happen this morning that we'll update you throughout the day, but good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too. I'm super pumped to be here, and I agree. Yesterday was just a lot of nervous tension trying to figure out how this was going to go, and I will say the drivers got this sorted. Going through practice, everybody looks phenomenal. It could go anyway, and that's what you want coming into any of these rounds, is having no idea who's going to win it. But what I do know is there's going to be carnage, and it's going to be exciting.
What's for sure is that James Dean is officially your 2025 Formula Drift champion. Congratulations to the first time ever, not only 4-time champion, but now he adds another one, 5-time Formula Drift champion, James the Machine Dean. Unarguably the best drifter in the world. Yeah. I mean, we're just going on record. We've said it. We'll say it again. Also, it is back-to-back-to-back for the Ford Mustang, because Chelsea Denofa won it in 23, James won in 24, and again, James gets it in 25. Let's backtrack right here in the city of Long Beach, round one. Fredric Aasbo came back and he won that event. Then we moved on to Atlanta, the birthplace of Formula Drift.
Yeah, and the battle back and forth between James and Freddie went all the way through into the night, but ultimately getting that shoey, James Dean takes the win there, and that puts us over to Orlando.
Hiroya Minowa, we know this kid will be a champion. The question is, when will he be a champion? What an absolute legend. This gentleman, this young man just has such a stature to him at such a young age. Very talented. Then we went to E-Town, the first ever purpose-built Drift Coliseum. Adam LZ, a big victory for him. Not only the overall win, but doing it with his own program. Not part of the RTR campaign, that E36. And then we went to St. Louis.
Yeah, and another epic set of battles. There we go, that all-Irish final we were looking for. But Mr. Dean, once again, taking home another win in a dominant fashion.
Seattle, I got to tell you, this is quickly becoming my favorite event. I always say Atlanta, but this has jumped up in so many ways, and it's a special place for Matt Field, the Beast from the Bay. Utah, not only did we crown a prospect champion to Cody Buchanan, but James Dean came back. He fired on all cylinders. Literally, he made it the event to crown his championship, to get the win, really solidifying why he is the best drifter in the world. The Mustang RTR comes out on top. One stop left, and here we are. We will stop. We have a halftime break between 32 and 16, but there is the man. All smiles, 4 miles. The best thing about James is he's that athlete that wins with grace and is ready to give you the shirt off his back, the tires off his car, and the warmth and sincerity from his heart. Yeah. He is just such a nice guy. You know, right after this, yeah, we're going to Pike Bar. We're going to have some beers. We're going to have some smiles. Yes, he's a champion, but it's irregardless. He's just a good dude.
He's a great guy, but also a steely competitor. As soon as that visor goes down, don't get confused. No. As soon as that door closes, he is a madman.
Yeah, that visor goes down. No holds barred. And you can see, as we just rattled off the stops, here we are, the Shoreline Showdown. October 18th, we're going to put a bow on it, and we're going to put an exclamation point on a fantastic season, culminating 22 years of the Formula Drift Championship. What began in 2004 as 4 rounds, we've now grown and expanded over the years. And gosh, what some special guests that we have here. I know my man Robert Wilson and his wife and his daughter Paige are in the building. Mad Mike Wadette is here. We got Bullseye and the Malaysian contingency, Indonesian contingency. Mr. Iwata signing another 5-year deal with Formula Drift Japan. So the Japanese series will continue on with MSC as well. So just so many international drivers here. Some great fans wearing some teal toques or some teal t-shirts, cheering on Jacob Gittin. So you can put all your words together. So you win before you show up as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing to have everybody out here, and it just means we have an epic event there. You can see just how dominant James Dean's been, and now I mean, in the most dominant chassis, the Mustang, the RTR. I mean, if you think about total championships of that chassis, that RTR's got it.
This is a 15-year anniversary of that man, Vaughn Gittin Jr., who's talking to James Dean. Vaughn, he won before he showed up. He debuted the first ever Mustang RTR coming off the Flat Rock Ford factory line. So it's amazing. We'll talk about that more. We have a special halftime ceremony or opening ceremony. All right, so taking a look at our 32 driver bracket. James Dean going against Rudy Hansen. Thank you to Hard Candy Shelly Hansen. She's here in the building. She handed over the keys to her vehicle. She says, hubby, go ahead. This thing's seen a lot of damage. Go ahead. Throw it into the wall. Do what you got to do because we're back at it like a track addict in the 26th season. What are some standouts for you? Turk and Vaughn Gittin Jr., legends of the sport. Vaughn makes the cameo, comes back.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. They've gone head-to-head 12 times in their career, and we'll see how this adds to history. I think another great one, Nick Novak, Fredric Aasbo. That's going to be pretty sick. But this is a little preview of what we're in for here at Shoreline Showdown. It gives you an idea of what this track looks like. 7 outside zones, a little bit of a modification. Everything developed first in sim, and now we're in the real world and made a couple little tweaks. But ultimately, Ryan Litteral, a prolific sim drifter, somebody who's really pioneered it, pushed sim drifting into a new decade. A very stylish driver, came out, knew the setup, and had such a great time taking on the win in seating. It was a great seating bracket. Unfortunately, Federico Sharifo and Dmitry Brutsky getting knocked out, not being able to make it the competition, but you can still see him in the pits. Go say hi, give him a thumbs up, and just some great battles and a couple of mechanical failures. Andy Haitley having a bit of a breakdown. Lots of drivers trying to test things out. I mean, this is the 8th round. These cars are worn down. And
prior to this, I saw we all saw some rendering, some things. Then it came out on the sim. I would describe this as a European style flat track, all outside zones. It's going to be a different type of track. If you didn't watch yesterday, it's all outside zones. So it's very interesting to call for us. You're afforded to watch it once and a couple times to really kind of recount it. Yeah. And that's what we're really going to do. It's all about the angles, no pun intended here. Not just the placement of the cars, but the angles that the judges can really critique, because it's 7 outside zones, some bigger than others. We've massaged it. Like you said, we went in digitally, utilized the assets we have, worked with Geronimo. He designed this thing in conjunction with the FD staff, with some judges. We had thousands of turns from even like Chelsea Denofa. Like I said, the 2023 Formula 2 champion, he played a role. And as we take a look at our Drivers' Championship standings, it needs to be noted that 2nd and 3rd overall in the championship still up for grabs, and you can see mathematically, James Dean, already locked it up, but Adam LZ, Matt Field, they are in contention, as well as Fredric Aasbo.
Yeah, and I mean, technically Minowa as well could do it. It could happen.
Yeah, it could.
And then getting into Rookie of the Year, Jack Shanahan all but locks it up right now, with Connor O'Sullivan a little bit back from him and Tommy Lemaire as well. But it's so weird to hear Jack Shanahan as a rookie. But I mean, a rocky start to the beginning of the year, but managed to get things back in, and now he's looking very much on form. So a lot of things still at play here. 2nd and 3rd, lots of battles. We will keep you up to date as drivers go through. But big thing to think is if you win, you're in. We'll keep an eye on that and keep you guys informed. And this is what the track looks like. That aerial view, some of the clips, pretty crazy.
Place your bets, courtesy of NextBet. Scan that QR code. If you're watching, tune in. Like Sam Nalvin, the Drift Idiot, he's in the building. Come on, Sam, I know you're a betting man, and I hope you applied that sunscreen. Don't get sunburned, but you can't get burned if you place your bets. And again, it's really cool. I would definitely do it if I wasn't up here in the booth and kind of an inside job. I mean, mind you, we are just the announcers. Want to introduce our judges. You can take a look at all the asphalt all the tire marks being laid down here. It's getting grippier, it's modified, it's changed from yesterday to today. I know coming into the weekend, we had some rain, some weather, so did a good job, Mother Nature, clearing out the track, but laying down the concrete. As you can see, our next bets, winner odds, look, $20, and if you say, that's a no-brainer, dude. I mean, seriously. Okay, Freddie, $20, you could, what is that? 6 times 6 your money? Yeah, that's silly. And he won. It's crazy. So, and you got to think about, all right, $20 maybe on somebody like Ryan Turk. Taking a look at this car, or taking a look at this track, how that car will squeeze into here. What the fans are expecting is it's going to be pretty crazy. Also, the sim compared to this, a lot of the drivers, their sentiments were it's a lot narrower than it is in person as opposed to the sim, and I think it's still going to be very, very technical. I think it's great. So I was just about to, but why not introduce them to you now? You can see them up here in the booth. Our judges scrutinizing. We had a rotating judging panel. It was Robin Ishida and Vernon. Vernon is here in the building to celebrate our banquet tomorrow night, but Vernon's sitting out, and Robin Ishida steps in. Bride Egger and Reese Marin have been consistent throughout the year. Wave to the camera there, boys, as we're up here in the booth. So thank you as Robin Ishida, Brian Eggert, and Reese Marin are analyzing the runs. And again, it's about placement of the vehicle, getting the car sideways, and there we are on the start line. Let's take a look at and open the door. Keys to victory here. Jacob, what are the judges exactly looking for? We talked about the zones. That's obviously key.
Yeah, fill all the zones, make calculated transitions. We got a bunch of transitions in it, so you got to do it quite well, quick and snappy, and be committed with angle and avoid corrections. There's nowhere to hide here in either the lead or the chase. So we've got a great overhead drone view. We call it the Truth Serum because it's going to show everything, but judges really pushing that. There's 7 zones, fill all of them, and every transition we want to be quick, we want to be snappy, we want you to set up. There are a couple of small decel spots on this track, but nothing crazy. The idea is that you are more or less keeping that momentum all the way through, and there is Fredric Aasbo maybe sending out some emails. I'm not sure what he's up to, but
hey, Freddie, I'm going to need you to work over the weekend. Can you get those TPS reports on my desk by Monday? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If you could do that, that'd be great.
This is controlled not so chaos right now.
It's Control Alt Delete.
It's Controlled Alt Delete. That's well said. Good one. All right. Well, Fredric Aasbo, he is featured in the new series. It's back again. Controlled Chaos. We're going to show a teaser later. Really cool.
Oh,
I saw the clip, or that teaser. It features Fredric Aasbo, Ryan Turk, and introducing Amanda Sorensen, part of the Rockstar program, and she's competing in Pro Spec Championship with her younger brother Cameron Sorensen, and again we got Branden Sorensen out here as well. James Dean, Rudy Hansen. You can see these guys have not gone against each other. The numbers are stacked against Rudy Hansen, but with no track knowledge, no car setup. But here you are going against the championship, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So James the Machine Dean, he'd love to just refine it, get 4 wins overall in the season. He's already got 3.
I think for him, the history now, on top of everything else he's done, is to have the most dominant season in FD history. And I think he's pretty much on it. When I went back and looked at the points, obviously points now are a little bit different, but if he does quite well at this event, it's cemented that this is the most dominant season we've seen in FD history.
Yeah, it's really impressive to see what James has done, and like I said, he just does it with grace, and had an opportunity to talk to him Wednesday night at the Ford Mustang RTR reveal. Talking to him, he's really excited about next season. I mean, that gentleman's always got a steering wheel in his hand. Definitely busy. He's building an S chassis. He's just a busy all-around dude.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for our first battle officially of our history-making Shoreline Showdown. James Machine Dean, Rudy Hansen, James Dean out front in that Pennzoil RTR Spec 5 Ford Mustang in that first outside zone. You can see actually it goes into the 3rd and 4th. Look at James, good angle there. Rudy, you can see him jumping up. Good angle for him. Needs to mimic that angle though. Now goes into that 6. You can see how long that is, dragging that bumper into the box. It's not about the walls, it's about the box on the ground. It's a Mustang in a box. Step 1, you put a Mustang in the box, bang, right across that finish line. And that was a great way to start it. A good just kind of bar to set by the 5-time champ.
And this is the bar, though. I mean, this is going to be really tough for pretty much everybody. One of the big things I picked up here, James Dean getting on throttle very early through outside zone 2. It's crucial. We saw a lot of drivers last night really floating that out, and for Rudy Hansen, does a good job of getting back into that pocket, and James is giving him every opportunity to get into the side of him. Now, those RTRs are very, very quick, but I don't think the RTR camp is showing all their cards at this point, because even in practice, this car looked a little bit quicker than it is, at least on this initial viewing of it. But Rudy Hansen does a good job being in the chase. James gives him everything he needs to in order to do it. So it's one of those, like, here's every opportunity in the world to throw it in the door, start marking up the side of that RTR, may try and rub off that Pennzoil logo. And for Rudy, he takes advantage of it in a few spots, but not all the way through.
You saw the stats there. They've never gone against each other in 5 years, right? But Rudy, I don't know, this James Dean guy, I don't know if he's really going to put the car on the... That's a trust fall of trust falls. You're going to fall into the arms of the 6'7" giant. If you're going to go against anybody with 0 experience prior, that's the kind of guy you want to go against. And you just saw how textbook, how clinical, precise, but does it with that signature James Dean style. I'm telling you, the Europeans and the Irish are definitely one to watch here. We talked to, we didn't talk on the top of the show, but before we hit play, basically Shanahan. The Shanahan boys are definitely ones to watch.
They look good, yeah. European and Japanese drivers seem to have adapted to this track quite well, but there's a lot of American, a lot of other drivers that go run for the money.
Here we go. front. James Dean in that chase position. Rudy Hansen across the nose of Ford Mustang. Look at James. He dives in the back. Now, boom, he massages it, gets back into the pocket. In that third outside zone goes Rudy. James Dean. See how he's mimicking the angle. He's a little bit of distance, but you can see just how he refines that Ford Mustang. It looks like his eyes. Oh, James Dean comes a little unwound, but then gets back to form. And then the sixth outside zone. Look at James. He's falling back. Does he have enough tire? That was a topic. I was actually talking to Scott, who's James Dean's spotter at Pike Bar the other night, and we were talking about tire attrition.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of outside zones, you're hammering down, you're on that left, you're on that right. How will the tires survive? I think they are, but what happened with James?
Yeah, a couple things. I mean, James really went for a big dive there on initiation through one and gets caught up a little bit by Rudy Hansen, he's doing what he needs to do. James has got to be able to predict and time that. Rudy doing a good job through a third outside zone. James now finally falling into the pocket a bit later into outside zone 4, missing a lot of 5, and I think that caught out James again. So it's one of those situations where, you know, good lead, good chase. James provided every opportunity to Rudy, but I feel like there's a few spots in here where Rudy wasn't quite in the perfect spot, and James more or less had to make big corrections to keep in there.
Yeah, so that's what you anticipate that threw off James. All right, well,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, Rudy didn't set him up for success.
Yeah, there's a few spots where he definitely could have cleaned things up a little bit more. You can see just not all the way out in that zone. So got to work on that a bit, but altogether a pretty good run from Rudy and James having to adapt through a lot of these parts. So it's definitely an interesting battle. I think James maybe thrown off a little bit, not super characteristic to see a few of those, but I do see some mistakes from Rudy that kind of put James in a not very advantageous position.
Just the backdrop here, those big bottles of Maguire's there in the background, and the skyline, it's just so signature. Let's slide him left for James Dean or right for Rudy Hansen. It looks like James Dean gets the victory unanimously. James the Machine Dean, 5-time champion, winner of 3 rounds. He advances on. We'll see him after our special halftime show. So James the Machine Dean advances on. Rudy Hansen, a culmination of his season, should definitely hold his head high. Him and his wife, definitely a great part of the quilt of the Formula Drift family. So thank you to all they do and contribute to the Formula Drift and just the drifting world overall. They have a great sense of energy in their pits and on the track.
Yeah, and some incredible merch and just great people to hang out with.
Yeah. I deemed her hard candy because earlier this year at E-Town, she ended up on her site. It was crazy. Yeah. So, but definitely a hard candy shell, but sweet center. So there you go. All right, moving along to our next battle. This should be a fun one. Odie Bakshi's, and as you said, a contender for Rookie of the Year, but Jad Shanahan, he's up there in the points. So here comes Odie Bakshi's, that field suspension S chassis, Tom Lemaire in the vet. Odie Bakshi's fills all that first out, second outside zone, now going to the third. Tom Lemaire, he's on the attack, but is that the technique that's going to be best suited to get the victory in the chase? You see Odie's consistent, good fluid, not concerned about Tommy Lemaire. Placement of the car, spot on, fluid, nothing too darty. He's right there. Again, you can just see bringing it across. Tommy Lemaire, just real aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of lunging back and forth. Is that the technique that'll impress the judges?
Yeah, all the ingredients are there for the good chase. It's just making it all blend together. So let's take a look here at Odie Bakshi. He's looking very smooth. Things progressing pretty quickly all the way through practice to get him to this point. And Tommy Lemaire is very, very aggressive through every single section of this, but it's trying to keep that consistency when he's being that aggressive that he's got to work on just a bit. And Odie, he's got the fluidity down. He's really, really coming to his own on this track, and he's had a great season. It may not be the season he's wanted, but a couple of podiums earlier this year, it shows that he's still always a fierce competitor. Tommy Lemaire in his rookie season had an outstanding job here at Long Beach 1, or the original Long Beach, or Streets of Long Beach, or whatever one we're labeling that one now. And he does well on these street circuits, and we're seeing that here. Just gotta be a little bit more fluid in the chase.
Yeah, Tommy just darting in and out, like we said, is that the technique? Odie set him up, and this is very comparable to what we saw with James and Rudy, as sun's out, guns out, relax, safe side. I didn't know we're going on a only field right now.
Just came back from the beach.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
All right. He's using that Mo Performance tattoo cream. I saw some down there.
Yeah.
So lubing it up. Did you put some on?
Yeah, actually, wear it pretty often. Yeah, Matt Field.
Built for speed. It says it on your arm.
I know. Yeah, there it is. Speed.
All right, here we go. Let's see TLO, Tommy Lemaire, representing the Canada. Your fellow Canadian there, Mr. Gittins, as Tommy Lemaire. Definitely a great attitude. Does he have the attitude to get the victory over Odie Bakshi? He's always a contender for the championship. And look at, so he's coming in on the inside. So Tommy, look at that. That really highlights that he had the speed, he has the pace, but now he puts it together. And Odie, he was struggling there kind of early on, trying to figure out and find that sweet spot. All right, let's run it back. Like I said, at first glance, it might look like this or that, but this is where we really shine.
Yeah, and Tommy's car is one of the faster ones on grid this weekend. He's been very, very quick. And it's just a little bit of that smoothness that he's more or less lacking. Odie getting caught a little bit early on that transition, now falls into form. And you can just see, Odie, it's not very often that he gets caught out by someone else's speed, but for me, Tommy's got a lot of pace in that car. And Odie's having to really bite into those transitions, make it as close as possible. Anytime the cars swing and switch directions, does an amazing job of that. To me, over the next couple years, that is going to be the big differentiator between the drivers that do, well, and the drivers that win championships is going to be these transitions. We've kind of entered a new age, and it's getting really interesting. And Odie Bakshi is showing that he's able to keep up with it. But look at Odie pushing a little bit wide through there, and that gives the opportunity to Tommy Lemaire to be able to stretch his legs once again, pull a bit of a gap. So definitely a battle back and forth between these two drivers.
All right, so do you have a winner in your mind?
Not
without saying
really.
It?
Not really. It's close. They both had some uncharacteristic mistakes, but I think both of them had some solid lead runs. It's just both chases weren't able to fall into proper form.
All right, the judges are utilizing the replay, and this is indicative of they are still trying to deduce who outshined who. Are they going one more time? So we're going to take a look at our BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift.
Yeah, I think we know both leads are pretty solid, so let's start taking a look at the chase. Who's keeping the proximity? Who's filling the zones correctly? Both drivers look pretty good, although Tommy obviously getting more proximity, but less control. They're inside zone 3 and parts of 4, but then Odie gets lost coming into that zone. Although the distance between them pretty even as we switch back and forth, trying to see which car in follow is able to do a bit better of a job. It's tight. It is very tight between these competitors. And through this last section, Tommy's just got a bit more proximity. I think if you had to choose, you might be able to, but man,
gun to head. Come on, Jacob. What do you got?
I'm gonna wait for the judges to tell me.
Feeling lucky, Gittins.
There it is. Yeah.
And there it is one more time. So, and looks like the Colombian judge, aka Reese Marin. Can we say the Philly judge? Just so we create more polarization. EAGLES.
Yeah, I mean, Philly Colombian. It's definitely a great combo.
I feel like they should be the Philly cheesesteaks, right? If we just change the football team, the Philly cheesesteaks, Eagles are offended now. So we're changed to the Philly cheesesteak.
Aren't they always though?
But then are they the Pats or the Genos or this? You know what I mean? Now see, look at Reese. He's already in uproar.
Yeah,
we're already offended people. Like TJ Hunt's offended right now. I know that. I saw TJ he was double fisting cheesesteaks this morning.
Really?
Weird flex. But he had a Pats. That's how TJ flexes. Not only just wide body Ferraris. He had a Pats cheesesteak in one hand and Geno in the others.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And
controversial.
It was. Yeah. I mean, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And he housed it both at the same time. Trenton Beecham, as he is going to be going against Rad Dan Burkett, but unfortunately it's Sad Dan Burkett because he had some watering issues. He overheated, so unfortunately his spotter Renee, his lovely wife, told us that unfortunately they are out. So this is a fast pass for the SoCal kid. Trenton Beecham, the 999 will get things. Lay out, listen for Trenton Beecham. Down by the Beecham, boy. Well done, Trenton Beecham. And that was really good run, actually, by the way. Yeah, that was sick.
Solid.
Yeah, and if he does that, in competition. He's going to be going against either Jonathan Castro or Connor O'Sullivan. Again, a Formula Drift rookie making the jump from Pro Spec. If he holds that together, it'll be really solid. Looking to my left, I got Papa Goosh in the building. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Ken Gooshy's Pops is in the building.
Wow.
See him.
He looks as, I mean, I think they're the same age.
He hasn't aged a bit.
I know, that's incredible.
Ken, congratulations. You got good genes.
Yeah.
He's going to look young forever. All right, let's take a look at the sim layout here. Again, Geronimo, my boy Dougie Berkmeyer, an amazing tattooer, by the way. He worked on this. So this is it in digital. So a lot cheaper to move around pixels than it is actually concrete walls.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that went into this, and obviously we're giving a lot of credit to Geronimo and your friend as well. But there was multiple teams that worked on this whole project, and it really is incredible. And you can go drive this right now. You can go have some fun with your friends and figure out who's better at this track. But you might be looking at the future of how we design tracks at this point, and you might be looking at the future of drifting here as well.
Yeah.
Connor O'Sullivan up against Jonathan Castro, both drivers, doing a good job. O'Sullivan having a bit of an accident.
We'll get into it in between the runs. Castro had a great season this year.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan Castro out front, the Metaldom 86, the Toyota GR 86, part of the Toyota family. O'Sullivan, the United States Army, coming in hot, the BMW. Look at between Tommy and O'Sullivan, guys, chill. These guys are coming in hot. Like you said, the future is now, baby. O'Sullivan twisted the screws on Dominican's finest. Now coming into that last outside zone goes Castro. O'Sullivan tucks into the pocket. Yes, sir. Solid run out front by Castro, and O'Sullivan brings it on home.
Yeah, very, very solid run, especially for Connor O'Sullivan, who, they ran into a couple issues after that contact, but you're not seeing it now. That team able to get everything back up and running. But look at Castro. He is looking for the speed all the way through it, and Connor O'Sullivan is not having any of it. He is pushing him around track in a lot of spots, but, I mean, Castro's looking good. I'd like to see him maybe a touch deeper in a few spots, but overall, I mean, running that midline through a lot of these zones, looking good. It's looking really good. For me, I'll take a driver on a maybe not as deep all the way through, but very consistent, as opposed to a driver who maybe goes all the way out to the zones, but the transitions are kind of lazy or they check up a lot. And this really does allow Connor to be able to get back into this and really push the pace in so many of these parts. And we did see Connor biting off a little bit more than he could chew in seating, and that does not seem to be happening now. He's very dialed, very calculated. There's some lunging in the chase, but not a ton. It's not like he's really just blowing inside the door of Castro at any point. He's close.
It wasn't as blatantly apparent like compared to Tommy Lemaire.
Right.
Tommy Lemaire was really kind of sinking it in and then backing off, but now looks like O'Sullivan, again, it's maybe somewhat an advantage to go in, not to go into it, but to be in those seating brackets yesterday. You have more turns on the track. You get familiar with it. So we will see how 100%. That fares.
Yeah, I mean, you're picking up points, you're picking up experience. There's really, I know the seating bracket's a controversial one, but I mean, there's a lot to gain in that.
Keep in mind, every loss is the end of a season, so we kind of bid you adieu as far as competition on track, but O'Sullivan doesn't want to say goodbye at all, and neither does Jonathan Castro. O'Sullivan, look at the aggressiveness, goes into the wall, he taps it. Now keep in mind, he taps the wall, but was he in that outside zone? The walls are there to save the cars, but he keeps exceeding that outside zone. You got to take in that consideration. How does that throw off the chase car? And we really set precedence at round one and said that lead car sets the bar. How hard can you push it to that door?
Yeah.
And again, the lead car has to have a good run. Did O'Sullivan put the car in the right place? That's what I'm posing to you.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, for sure, he's in the zone in a lot of cases. Like right here, he's catching that zone and almost using the wall to slingshot himself back out. But I think he marked up pretty much every wall that we've got here this weekend. And for Castro, he's a little bit further back. He's doing a great job of mirroring it. He's doing a good job of staying in the zones. Look at how much angle O'Sullivan pulls in and really slingshots back out. A lot of the BMWs have been able to do that. That trailing arm design is giving them that opportunity to really find the grip and dig out through the transition. So for me, I mean, Castro a little bit further back in the chase through a lot of this, and on his lead he was a bit more of a midline through the zones, whereas O'Sullivan as you alluded to, he might be exceeding the zones in a few spots, but his chase, he was all over Castro. So two very different ways to lead and chase, two very different drivers, different cars. You know, nothing about them is similar, but it makes for a very, very interesting battle.
What's your assessment of the track? I know everybody's kind of like, what do you think? I'm sure you're getting those questions too as they jump out of the car. What's your assessment?
I don't think we've ever had a track that's been there the first time we've run it ever. Anybody's ever run it, and it's come out this good. So that's how I see this. We've gone to tracks that have had layouts already. This was completely new, and to me, maybe not the perfect home run yet, but we're definitely on third. So I'm loving it. And listen, it's only going to get better from here. It's great. Seating was great. The battles so far have been great. And to think that, I don't know 100% that we're coming back here next year. There's rumors, but if we do, it's
look at you, rumor mill.
I'm trying.
Dude, here's your cauldron, dude. Right. Like, look at you.
Look at my forearm stirring the pot, right?
I didn't know you were a wizard. Look at you, just stirring the pot, baby. All right. And here we go. Slide him left for Castro or right for Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sully gets the victory. And Jonathan Castro. And there you have it. O'Sully gets the victory. We bid you adieu, John. And again, Castro, what a season.
Right.
He was this close to getting his first win. He did get on the box and on the podium in Orlando. But what a great season for him.
Yeah, and there's a solid chance he's going to finish up this season in 6th, just based on the point spread. I mean, maybe move around a little bit, but phenomenal year. And, this is just so great to see that Jonathan Castro is on form like this.
Did you say Connor's going to jump up to 6 or 7?
Oh, no.
6, 7?
You had to, huh? Yeah. No, Jonathan is going to be 6 or 7. So there you go.
All right, well, I want to hear the elaboration here from Reese. Speaking on behalf of the judges, it was unanimous. O'Sully gets the win. Reese, to you. There you go, buddy. Yep, you're good.
There we go. Yeah, we were just seeing the fluidity. We see Castro was a little bit shallow in some of the zones. Connor was definitely getting deep. We did see that he skimmed the wall in a couple of spots. As we can see here in the replay. So you can see here, we're going to the proximity. I definitely like from Connor a lot more. You can see Castro is a little bit shallow in outside zone 1. We're going into, 2, going into 3. Shallow there as well too. Connor's doing a really good job keeping the proximity and adapting to that. Transition comes in. You can see Castro, on the other hand, is having a little bit of a harder time keeping that proximity, maybe being a little bit too cautious. Connor's definitely risking the biscuit a little bit more, goes for the dive here. You can see Castro goes for the dives, takes more of an inside line. Overall here, we can see that Connor just did a better lead, and then he also did a way better chase. And with that, Connor gets the win.
It's all about the aggression. I like it.
All right, yeah. So thank you for the insight. And when we come back, we'll continue the action here. Round 8, Shoreline Showdown of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Don't go anywhere. The stage is set, and we're going to tear it down.
モータースポーツで得た高度な技術をすべてのレイズホイール一本に込める魂は永遠に変わらないビヨンドザレボリューションザ・コンセプトイズレーシング
Made in Japan. Breed.
New Fast Orange Body Wash was formulated specifically with mechanics in mind from the #1 brand in heavy-duty hand cleaning. You never know what you're getting into when you're working in the shop. The new body wash takes care of everything from my dirty hands, arms, and face to simply make me feel clean all over. tiny wax beads help get the toughest dirt out, while also taking care of the strongest automotive odors like fuel, oil, and exhaust too. It's ideal for those areas of skin that are exposed to grease and grime during the day, but gentle enough to use all over your body. Find new Fast Orange Body Wash at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Full backdrop here as we are continuing on with our round of 32. And
a great shot.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Yep, as we have a couple drones being utilized here. Justin Smash, Aaron, as he drives the static one. That's more we call it the truth serum.
Yeah.
It's really telling of where the car placement is. And he put up a really cool video yesterday. You see that one? It's just static. You saw the cars rip. That really highlighted the best of what this track layout is. I think that really high. So if you go to Formula D or Justin Smash, you can see it. So, all right, let's bring in another member of our broadcast team. We welcome in Cerise Taylor in the building. She is with, oh, he put his shirt on. He put his shirt on. Cerise, down to you and Matt.
Thanks so much, Jared. I'm so stoked to be back. And Matt, last time I talked to you, we were in Seattle. You had a phenomenal show there. You got on the podium. Now you're number 2 right behind James Dean. Talk to me about how you're preparing for this event.
This event's just like any other. Obviously, it's a new track, which I'm excited about, and the staff has done an amazing job setting up quite the track for us. But this, just like any other round, show up, pull your car out of the trailer, get ready to win. That's the only thing I think most of us are here to do. Yeah, the race for second is tight with that guy right there, and me, Fredric. We're all actually right here. But at the end of the day, we all have the same mindset: win and try to win every practice lap and win every battle and win your last battle. That's the most important one. So it's going to be a long day.
Absolutely, guys. Well, I cannot wait to see what you have to show for us today. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cerise, and some great insight there from Matt Field. You know, gunning for you know, second place, third place in the championship. As we TLO. Odie Bakshi's out front, and there goes Tommy once again. I thought he kind of learned a little smoother there, didn't act exactly dart in, and now surges an attack into that third outside zone. That's the fourth, that one to the wall, that is a dedicated outside zone. Now into 5 and 6, very fluid. So he did learn. He did learn from that darting. A lot cleaner, more concise, and more precise. Tommy. That was really solid in the chase run. But again, in order to have a good chase run, you need a good lead run.
Yeah, I would say both drivers have cleaned things up pretty substantially on this. And Tommy almost over angling, coming in a 1, and then starts to settle in through 2. And you can see just how much speed Odie Bakshi is able to pick up. Now shooting that car out to 3. And then we collect 4. Everything is looking solid for both drivers. Tommy could have been a little bit deeper there in the chase. We still want the chase car to be kind of filling out those zones behind the lead car. That is the ultimate way that you can get across. And now you can start to see a little bit of that smoke blowing over into zone 7. Something the drivers talk a lot about. But yeah, both drivers doing a great job of fixing things, cleaning things up, and coming out much, much stronger. I know Tommy struggling with a few steering issues a little bit earlier on in practice, telling us that the car is loving to go to angle and it just loves to stay there. So those transitions are difficult for him, but he's got that completely locked down now. Even making a bit of contact there with Odie Bakshi's little door tap, and yeah, both drivers just taking notes, cleaning it up, coming back out. And now that we swap it out, I'm very curious to see what they pull out at this point.
I really liked the advancement of Tommy Lemaire, refining that chase run, but like we said, Odie had just a really good, clean, sterile lead run. Now Tommy, on that first battle of these guys, I saw Tommy a little bit more dominant as far as gripping up and getting out of those zones, not just beelining it, but with that fluidity, with that side bite, he really kind of, I would say that, had advantage on that first run. But now Odie has learned some things as well as he goes into the back of Tommy Lemaire. Now, at quick glance, was Odie being too aggressive, or was Tommy Lemaire impeding on Odie Bakshi's?
Yeah, so the lead driver does have the right of way here, but if Tommy, let's say, shuts it down or has like a big checkup or big decel, then that could create that incident. So there's a few things we got to look at, and we'll see here with the replays. Interesting, I didn't notice that before for Odie's car. He's got a much bigger scoop on the back. I wonder if the car is having some heat issues, but let's take a look here. So this looks good. Tommy, oh man,
It didn't look like Tommy did anything wildly uncharacteristic.
No, but I think Tommy could have been a little bit. Oh no, he was going to angle for outside zone 1. He was on the correct spot. I just think Odie maybe just got a bit too aggressive. The only other thing I could see is if Tommy slow rolled at some point, like started to decel before he should have. There's always going to be a bit of a natural decel right before initiation or during initiation, but that was a tough one in that Corvette. Thankfully, just backing it in the tires, but you can see, I mean, they're built to crumple, and it definitely looks a little bit more like a can at this point.
Well, this is basically, the final round. Leave it in the wall. Obviously, you don't want to write the thing off, but what a great season it's been. Castro, congratulations on your first ever FD podium. He's with Cerise Taylor now.
Yeah, totally agree. You're doing great this season, Jonathan. We're here in Long Beach now. You're 6th overall. What is your strategy? What's your plan going into this round with the layout that we have ahead of us?
Yeah, we were trying to have a very smooth car, not too aggressive, not too much grip, because this is a technical track. You have to be wall to wall. So for that, we need a kind of loose car type of thing. Sadly, we couldn't have much practice due to collisions on Friday, and today we have another situation. So we have very, very few data, but so far the track has been super fun, very technical on it. So you guys are gonna have a good show for sure.
Absolutely, and it's so important to have a track like this in competition. Talk to me about the differences between what we have here at Long Beach and other tracks that you've seen this season.
Yeah, definitely. This track is just straight up super, super technical. You wall to wall, you have to be pinned on it, and you have to put all your technicals abilities on the car. Compared to the first round, it's a little bit more fluid, more speed. This one has more left and right action, so it's definitely a fun track.
Absolutely, and just as a reminder, guys, you can drive this track online now. So go ahead and check out all the action, see what these guys are talking about. Jonathan, best of luck. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Thank you, Jonathan Castro. Thank you, Cerise. As we can see, Tommy Lemaire inspecting the car outside of the cockpit. Would love to see a signature TLO backflip when he gets that victory. He jumps off his car. We haven't seen it in a while. I know he'd love to perform it as well.
Yeah, it's not back in the prospect rounds, but yeah, well maybe we'll see it.
All right. Well, as we're cleaning up the track, getting TLO off the course, let's take a look at our BC Racing clip tip from the young gun, Hiroya Minowa.
Hello everyone, I'm Hiroya Minowa. I pick out zone 2. I think out zone 2 is the most important part of this track because we have to carry the speed from the outside zone 1, initiation. Then we have to set the angle to the next outside zone. Yeah, this zone is kind of tricky because we have to carry speed from the street, initiation. So it's kind of tricky for entry for this zone, and also we have to make it more like a forward angle to the outside zone 3. So it's kind of tricky, but it's also so fun. This has been your BC Racing Clip Up.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Get out there and have fun. Because you've got McGuire's. And we've got your back. From wash, to paint care, to maintenance and more. Meguiar's has your hybrid ceramic solution for every adventure. Meguiar's, reflect your passion.
This is where champions are made. Born from Formula Drift. Engineered for your daily drive. Where Kenda's Vesda UHP Max Plus proves it's not just track ready. It's street dominant. This is podium to pavement. Vesda UHP Max Plus, only from Kenda. Find yours today at kendatire.com.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
Well, we can see TLO being towed off, but that will be a victory tow for him because Odi Bakshis was deemed at fault. So looks like we'll make it official here in just a moment. Max waits on, and in our Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32, slide him left for Odi or right for Tommy Lemaire. Gets the win, TLO, and Odi Bakshis knocked out early in 32.
Yeah, rough go. Just super aggressive on it and didn't quite get the timing down, but yeah, congrats to Tommy for that one. That is going to wrap up the season then for Odi Bakshis, and a season he's had a couple of podiums like I talked about earlier, but ultimately not the one he was hoping for. Currently sitting in 7th, and we'll see where that stacks up as we continue on through this event.
Odi Bakshis has just really become such a diverse driver. He's always part of the conversation, just kind of a silent assassin, as far as suspension setup, what he's done for other teams. He even tapped Justin Pollock, a former Formula Drift competitor, to be a spotter. So he has all the resources, he has the assets, he has the knowledge just coming together. And when he does well, he's like trending well. I remember that he popped like 3 motors in one weekend leading in. He popped a motor, changed it out. He won an event with a popped motor going across the finish line in Jersey many moons ago. So we know what he's capable of. It's just sometimes bad luck on your side. The Gremlins are alive and well.
Yeah, and I don't think we talk enough about how much luck comes into play. And obviously great skill, great preparation, everything else can mitigate some luck. But ultimately, you still need a little bit to win a championship, and that's eluded him a few times.
Dylan Hughes and Ben Hobson, another 2 rising stars. Hobson making the jump a few years ago, piloting that RTR Ford Mustang. Dylan Hughes, he jumped his way into competition in Utah, literally. He jumped and mounted Matt Field in Utah. That was pretty dynamic. They're like, roll the tape. We'll see it at some point in this production. It was pretty fun. Heatwave made some amazing videos. I saw my boy Ripper here. I don't know if he brought the boat over here. He pulled up here on the shore. We're about to set ablaze and set ashore here for Dylan the Dozer Hughes, and Ben Hobson drops into formation here. Dylan Hughes in that BMW, the royal purple BMW, into that 3rd outside zone, going to the 4th. Boom, taps it, hits it, quits it. Ben Hobson, that Pennzoil Mustang RTR. You can see him just wavering there in that chase position. Now dialing it in. Very fluid is Dylan the Dozer Hughes in that last outside zone. Dylan riding that outside zone. He backs it into the wall, and Ben Hobson couldn't go anywhere. It looks like he thrashing and a bashing.
Yeah, from right off the jump there, it looked like Dylan Hughes kind of struggled to get the car to bite, and you can see this through outside zone too. So initiation looks good, floats it out. Now he's a little bit late getting on throttle. That pushes wide. Ben does a great job of adapting to it because Dylan, if he would have waited a split second longer, would have been going off track. And then through the rest of this, you can just see Dylan having to make some of these big corrections, and Ben does a great job of adapting to so much of it. It's not a perfect run out front from Dylan Hughes, but through the latter half, he gets it dialed. And really for Ben, he's having to adapt to what's going on with Hughes out front, who's filling those zones and definitely filling the zone there. We got a wall hit, then a bend hit, and then back to the wall again. If Ben would have been back a little bit further, I think Dylan might have actually spun out after that or straightened, because it was a pretty good hit. So for me, Dylan on paper filled those zones, but how he did it was not very fluid.
Yeah.
And Ben, on paper, didn't have an amazing chase, but he was trying to adapt to what was going on with Dylan up front. So
it's coincidentally another BMW you saw earlier, Osoli.
Yeah.
So it felt like that. Just it needs to be a little more refined, you know, because it's just 7 outside zones. It needs to be tight.
Yeah.
You know, it's pop. And you know, we'll see. Now Ben Hobson's going to get the clean air. Will he refine it? Will he rise to the occasion? We know Ben has it in him. He had such great success in Pro Spec. You know, I think it's really just a game of inches, talking about either between the steering wheel and the seat or in between the ears. I know Ben is capable of it, just it coming together for him.
And every driver that has stepped foot in an RTR has taken at least a season to get comfortable with it. And it is, it's a bucking Bronco, and you got to break it. And when he does, it is going to be ridiculous. But he's getting close. There's lots of signs of it. Everything through practice has been good. Just a couple of times in competition where it hasn't come together for him. But we'll see. I would think Ben's got a bit of an advantage going into this battle. Hopefully he knows that and thinks that. And or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he thinks he's behind and just goes out and stomps this. We'll see.
All right, well, we're about to find out. He could refine it and bring the heat, but Dylan Hughes wants to put a stop to that. The dozer in the Royal Purple BMW. Here is Ben Hobson out front. Dylan Hughes in the chase. Now coming across the nose of the BMW. Look at that, Nitto tires, go ablaze. That was really well done. I like that. Just that was what we're looking for. Clean, sterile, tidy from Hobson. Throw some more angle at it. Dylan Hughes, he is in tow. I mean, this is it. This is what we're talking about, that refinement. Look at Hobson. Great place for the vehicle. Dylan Hughes isn't part of the equation. He's trying to be. You can see a good transition there from Dylan. Timed that perfectly. Gets back into the pocket as Ben Hobson brings it across. Well done by Hobson and Hughes.
Yeah, great run from both of them there. And Ben's run really highlights something that I think is going to be divisive all weekend, which is a transition between 6 and 7. Sorry. And it's just there's so many different ways to go about it. But we'll get there. Look at Ben Hobson. Very calculated all the way through this. Looks good through these zones, maybe a bit shallow through 3. 4 is now back on track, though. And Dylan Hughes is there. He is doing a great job of mirroring all the way through, but does not actually get the proximity. And right here, look at how long Ben is out there. And you can see all the different tracks. There are different ways that you can transition between those 2 points. Some drivers are electing to transition really quick, fire out to 7. Some drivers are choosing to hang it out a lot longer on 6. And it is up to you and your spotter to understand what you're going to be going up against and adapting to it. Dylan Hughes does a great job, probably knowing that's what Ben's going to end up doing there. Adapts to it, does quite well. It's going to be a tough call for these judges on this one. They're taking a look here. They've got a gigantic television with 4 different angles that they're able to go and scrub through. So they're getting every single angle, and they'll be scrutinizing the heck out of it.
Talking about how this event is unfolding, my producer Kemp got in my ear and said, here's Castro and Odie, who are 6th and 7th in the championship. They're knocked out early on in the 32. Also keep in mind, Osoli advances on, right?
Yep.
So he's in. Jack Shanahan, we have yet to see him, but we'll see him in a little bit. If Jack gets knocked out and Osoli keeps on, he might take that Rookie of the Year. Oh, look at Ben Hobson gets the win. Dylan Hughes was 8, he's gone. Wow, so Castro, Odie, Dylan, 6, 7, 8 out. Hugs for those guys.
Wow.
And again, these guys will still be cranking some beers later on at the Pike Bar, but hats off. Look at that. You can see that. This is a point of confidence here for Ben Hobson. We know what he's capable of. Dylan Hughes' pops is his spotter, and you just got to know when to fold him, man. And this is a great moment for Hobson. Long may we drive, Pennzoil. This could be a big, what were you going to say? Finish that sentence.
Yeah,
this could be a what?
This could be the turning point for him. This could be that one battle. Sitting 28th in the standings right now. And the nice thing is it's going to jump quick. He's already up to 25 with just that. The point spread is not very big in that lower section. He could really climb the ranks if he has a solid event.
Do you like the changes that we made? Do you like the changes? Oh, look at this. Revenge, Grudge Mac, Novak, and Aasbo. I like the change. I'm just going to say it. I like the changes of you win 10 points.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it's just way easier to follow. We needed like one of those Texas Instrument calculators that I just blankly stared at when I was a kid in high school in order to figure out the championship before. Now it's like, all right, you win, you get 10. Here we go. All right, bit of a grudge match here. Novak and Aasbo. Novak throws it in. The Linfluencer watching on. Let's send it, baby. Nick Novak, the Novak Racing Kenda Tires BMW. Fredric Aasbo. Freddie dials it in. We know what he's capable of. He won here at round 1. Can he go back to back? Can he bookend it for the Norwegian Hammer? Look at Novak. Throws it out, but went a little too far. He goes and hits that cone. That is definitely indicative of being too aggressive. Novak zeroing in on that last outside zone. Brings the heat in that last one. What's interesting here is, like I said, this track is a little European style there, Sonny. I'm so happy. You can read her lips there. So happy. Look at that. I'm really happy for Ben too. Look at that. I feel like he won today.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But this track, I feel like it has a little bit of Power Alley Seattle. You know, the second half, but let's take a look. Walk us through the run.
It's got a little bit of everything, and that's what makes it so interesting and such a great way to wrap up this season. Nick Novak struggled a lot through practice, and he struggled exactly with what we're seeing here right now with some of these over rotations. And you can see Aasbo, look at that. I mean, listen, that would have been sick. If Novak really would have landed that would have been incredible, but that is a fairly big mistake. Aasbo holding back quite a lot through a lot of this run, and I don't know if that was strategic. He's got, right now he's got Steph in his ears right next to us, and they would have kept a lot of good notes on Novak, knowing what he was doing in practice and anticipating that maybe the same mistake happens again. It did for Novak. He's a driver I would have thought, to be honest, would have come out here absolutely swinging, considering another driver that spends a lot of time on sim. But to me, this looks like there's something in that car that's not quite right for him. It's not biting the way that he wants it to. Came out late in practice. I don't know. It's everything to me points to Novak's car is not where he wants it to be, and this is now an exemplification of what's happening. So let's see here. This is big for Aasbo. This is big.
Yeah, this is really big for Fredric Aasbo. You know, he wants to assume that second place at maximum, essentially, because the championship is locked up. But Fredric Aasbo, that Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra. Look at Novak, and there you go. To your point, it seems like he's fighting the car. And Fredric Aasbo, as long as he keeps it clean, doesn't do anything too crazy. Whose car is that?
I think
you can hear
Novak's.
Yeah, you can really hear the motor struggling. I think it is Novak.
Yeah, that sounds like he's down a couple of cylinders.
Yeah, that is not healthy. But Aasbo, Freddie brings it across. Yeah, I mean, that thing sounds like a lawnmower. I mean, look, my grass is a little long. Come on over, Novak. All joking aside, it did not sound 100, as you could say.
These spotters are all giving me the 4-cylinder sign that they think he's out he's down a full bank. So, I mean, listen, great job from Novak. If he is half an engine right now, congratulations on making around that. No mechanical sympathy for that boy, that's for sure. Aasbo did exactly what he needed to do. Solid run, did not overcommit. This to me is a phenomenal run from Fredric Aasbo. Not just because of how precise and how clean it was, but because at no point did he do something that was going to ruin this for him. This is a veteran, a champion. This is what will potentially carry him to second place at the end of the season. We'll see. Nick Novak, though, I mean, I haven't asked, but there's got to be something going on with him since the start of this weekend, and maybe we'll find out a little bit later on. But
what are your thoughts here? And what I've seen up until this point here in 32 is it might be a benefit to chase first.
Ooh, interesting.
Because I've always said, you know what I'm saying? Like, lead might benefit you at other tracks. I think it might benefit you to chase here because, all right, now Freddie saw what Nick did on that lead run in this, while he was chasing, now switch it up. He went through the course. I'm telling you, that might, and you can't choose that, but there it is. Fredric Aasbo gets the victory. He advances on. And we got some Aasbo fans in the building. I saw that big Norwegian flag there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Top of you can see the bleachers, number 3. All right, well, let's throw it down to an absolutely elated Big Ben Hobson. Cerise is with him now.
All right, Ben, I am so happy to be able to talk to you. Ben, first and foremost, it is 2025. How does it feel to be in top 16?
Oh, it feels amazing. It's like round 1 Long Beach. I got top 16 in pro my first time, and now round 8 Long Beach. I finally got there again, so we're stoked. The car's great. The team is great. The driver's great. I'm even happier, dude. I'm freaking, my throat hurts from yelling so daggone much.
The energy over here was it was electric, man. I walk up and I see boss man Vaughn Gittin Jr. with tears in his eyes. He's so proud of you. You guys have had a phenomenal weekend. You got the launch of the new RTR. You got James Dean's birthday, and now we're getting wins, baby.
Baby. The old banana boat Ben's back in action, baby. We're in the banana boat out here, and we rocking.
You heard that right, guys. All right, back to you. We can't wait to see what you have today, okay?
Thank you, thank you.
L-I-V-I-N, brother. Yeah. All right, and what a testimonial to the point we were talking about. This feels like he won here today. Just getting that monkey off his back, man. Just saying, all right, I can do this. All right, speaking of doing this, let's who's going to do it. Mr. Cool, that Cadillac XLR chasing down. Looks like that of Hiroya Minowa, that Injuku Racing 86 Jerry Yang racing vehicle. You know what he's capable of. That 3M vehicle, that wrap looks good. Well, yes, sir, hits that outside zone 4, and we know what Hurst is capable of. He's a little more of a wild child here, and you can see it and you can hear it. How aggressive the Pride of Paducah is, bringing on in for Kentucky. A little bit short on that last outside zone by Hiroya Minowa. Rising to the occasion, the uprisers, the Minowa family. All of them drifting, the Pops, the Mom, and Hiroya obviously getting that victory earlier this year.
Yeah, he's looked outstanding all the way through as the smoke already pouring in up here in the booth. Jonathan Hurst gets caught out just a little bit through outside zone 2, but starts to climb back pretty quick. And I mean, Minowa is he's on this. We said earlier that the Japanese and the European drivers seem to adapt to this track really quick. It's very similar to the tracks that you would see overseas and across the oceans, and they're doing well. But I will say Hurst in the chase, great transitions, and is able to really keep on the side of Minowa all the way through. And it looks like Hurst has got a bit of a quicker car here. Minowa's car maybe a bit floatier, a little bit easier to drive. So when they swap this back around, I'll be interested to see if Hurst is able to try and pull a bit of a gap on Minowa. And maybe that's sort of the setup plan that they've got right now. But man, Minowa looks so smooth through this whole thing. Another driver that would have put in hundreds of hours on the sim as soon as this track was released, I guarantee. I mean, his parents were probably telling me he had to go to bed. We're already seeing some tire fires coming out too.
Yep.
Not a shocker there from the Jerry Yang Racing camp. It seems to be kind of their calling card.
Yeah, I mean, the Forsberg, his cars, he's had tire fire since day one, man, from his old S15, his V8 350Z, and even his all-new Z, as cranking some Rockstar energy drink up here in the booth, as well as looks like we are getting a competition timeout from Mr. Cool, trying to keep it cool for Jonathan Hurst, that Pride of Paducah. And Jacob looks like he's talking to the spotters. They're right next to us, so
yeah.
Great insight. What are you deducing? What are we hearing? What are we talking about?
Just they're having some weird things pop up on the dashboard of the engine. They want to take a look at it, make sure that it is all good. Or
the manifold going to blow?
Could be. I mean, listen, this you have to remember, I believe this is the same engine he had as a backup from Utah, which is something that was a combination of parts given to him from Jerry Johnson, from Connor O'Sullivan, and I think Branden Sorensen as well. So Hurst is one of the nicest guys on grid, and so people are very happy to help him out.
All right, let's throw it down to Fredric Aasbo. I mean, Cerise, he is driving so well here today. Remember, keep in mind, he won at round 1 as well.
Absolutely. So we're here back in Long Beach where you had your dub, as the guys are saying on the live stream. How are you feeling today? You look absolutely dialed out there.
Thank you. You look great too, by the way. I'm feeling pretty good. We started the weekend off trying to find the line, trying to find the groove, as did everybody else here. But I feel like we've gotten better and better throughout practice. And, Nick, he's a killer. I mean, he took us out in Utah. He is lightning quick. He shows what lives in those Canada tires more than we do. And not gonna lie, really, really tense before this battle, but we kept it clean. We were right there. He made a little bit of a mistake. I know he's been struggling a little bit in practice today. He'll be back, but for us, most importantly, we are on a tier. We move on, and I'm feeling pretty good here in Long Beach today.
Absolutely. We got a little bit of a grud match going on, but I can't wait to see what you have for us. Everyone feels like they have a different version of themselves out here today. So, guys, back to you. We'll see what you have to show for us.
Thank you, Cerise. Looking fly. Looks like She's ready to break out into a dance or something like that.
She can cut the rug for sure. What? Yeah, cut a rug. Dancing? No. Don't use that.
Thanks, Boomer. Paint the town red. All right, here we go. Speaking of painting the town red, let's paint it white with some smoke. Connor Shanahan, he's one to watch, but so is Ryan Litteral. He won the seeding brackets yesterday. Another confidence booster for him, but Shanahan, all eyes are on him. Little, you can see that left foot brake, that front right wheel coming to a halt in this Red Bull 86. Now coming on into that outside zone 6. And then going into 7. Now transitioning on in. Look at that fluidity of Shanahan. That allowed Ryan Litteral to just time it perfectly. A little bit of delay there from Litteral, but Shanahan, we said it. He is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, this is any track with a lot of transitions is one that the Shanahans do quite well at. Outside zone 1 looks phenomenal. Outside zone 2 gets on the throttle very early. And there's Litteral a little bit further back in the chase, but doing a good job of mirroring through so much of this. Through 3, things are looking very sorted. 4, once again. And Connor Shanahan plays that right pedal like a fiddle. You can hear it and feel it as he just dances on it, using like tippy toe to keep that car in a perfect grip state and a perfect power band. It's truly amazing to listen to the way that he drives. And I mean, Ryan Litteral all the way through the chase, it was great. It wasn't super aggressive through the first half of it, I would say, but then really starts to dial it back in a little bit later on. So maybe just waiting to see what Shanahan's going to do through 1 and 2. I've heard a few drivers talk about that, saying that they're willing to sacrifice 1 or 2 zones early to try and find the right spot. So I'm not shocked by this. We might see it a few more times, but as we move through these battles, you're not going to be able to sacrifice anything. So it's an interesting tactic that we're seeing from Ryan Litteral. We'll see how it pays off. But for me, Shanahan's got a phenomenal lead run, and that is going to be tough to beat.
Let's see, as Ryan Litteral, rip roaring, ready to go. Litteral will lead Shanahan, chasing him down. We are staged. We are in the gate here in a Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. Shanahan, all eyes are on him. Again, this gentleman entered the conversation last year. New car, new build, but same great dynamic driver. And Ryan Litteral, look at that was clean. He just set sail. That was very, very smooth into outside zone 2. Now going into 3. I think Shanahan needs to bring a little more aggressiveness, and that'll really solidify it for him. Because look at, he's back there. What are you doing? Connor, get up there. Get to the side of Litteral. Oh, it's Ryan Litteral. So now with that clean air, like I'm telling you, it might be a technique, or it might benefit you to lead on the second run.
Interesting.
I think that is a significant benefit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a tire thing as well, that you've got, you might have chased first, but that other driver is in the lead. Now that they're chasing, those tires might be overcooked. We're seeing a lot of wheel speed out here, a lot of smoke pumping out. So for me, I mean, Litteral missed the vast majority of the second outside zone, and Connor Shanahan had to stay in it. So Litteral not able to get out to 3, takes a bit of a triangled line or an angled line out to 4. So Connor, I think, was back for a reason. He was seeing that Litteral was taking the lines a little bit wonky, and that, to me, is a bit of an over-rotation. I think you can angle through a lot of these zones, but there's going to be a point where you've gone too far over. So very stylish, a very, very stylish run from Ryan Litteral, but ultimately you still need to keep that forward momentum going through, and I'm not quite sure if he accomplished that.
All right, slide him left for Shanahan, right for Ryan Litteral, and looks like Shanahan gets the victory. Connor Shanahan, the Irish pilot, gets the victory. Congratulations to him, and there's some hugs. Hat tip to Ryan Litteral, some great driving there from him yesterday into today, and going into next season. Let's see where the Sunoco pilot comes on up. It's lit. It's Ryan Litteral, but Connor Shanahan just gets it done here in 32.
Yeah, he looked very strong early on, and it's no surprise to me. He's one of the drivers to watch for sure, and stoked to see Ryan Litteral coming into his own now, getting things back up and running as we get a beautiful shot there of that Irish flag. And a lot of Irish fans here, ran into a bunch of them last night, received my first ever Irish flag bucket hat, which was an honorable thing. It was a little ceremony. It was great.
Ceremony.
Yeah. They bestowed upon me an Irish bucket hat.
Wow.
Yeah. It was very impromptu, but I appreciated it.
Does it fit? Where's it at?
It does.
Huh? Can you officially wear it up here? Is that
No, I'll wear it on the plane home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that was on my one list. Here we go. Now we're going to the second half of the Jonathan Hurst Hiroya Minowa battle. What happened to Hurst? We'll find out. Maybe didn't want to expose a weakness to the Minowa camp. Now look at the angle here from Jonathan Hurst as Hiroya Minowa tucks into that smoke. Big angle from Hurst, but and look at the attitude of Minowa. It looks like he checked. Oh, look at that. Hurst dives in on the inside. That is way off of that outside zone 6. Brings it into 7, and now crosses the finish line. So we'll run that back. Take a look again. Maybe that issue is still showing up here, unfortunately, for the Mr. Cool Cadillac and the driver, Jonathan Hurst.
Yeah, a spotter let me know that they're probably down 1 to maybe 2 cylinders on that car, and I think it shows. He's just not able to really get the power down, and the amount of grip that they put into these cars, you need every single horsepower that you can get, so being down potentially a quarter of that, it's going to be tough, even on a slower track, and to me, that's what it looks like here. Hurst just not able to keep those wheels spinning, and as they start to lose that wheel speed, they start to grip up and try and drive that car forward. Minowa does a great job of adapting all the way through. You know, they're smart. They're going to understand that something was going on with Hurst, and I'm sure his spotter just let him know, hey, keep your distance, keep an eye. You know, if he's really crushing the zones, make sure to get in there. But it was pretty evident early on that Hurst just not able to. And you know, it's analogous for a season that was not great for him. Yeah, I mean, if this is the last we've seen this season, I really hope to see him more, because it was a tough year for him for sure.
Somebody said, I think it was Andy Luck in the Let's Be Ronest podcast. Andy Luck said, "There's drivers that have potential." I would say that Hurst in the right vehicle could be definitely dangerous. Yeah. I know he likes, and it's unique, the Cadillac, but if everybody at 100%, I think Jonathan Hurst has definitely got what it takes. Speaking of getting what it takes, is Hiroya Minowa gets the victory and advances on to the top 16. We are halfway through officially our Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. What are your thoughts on that, Jonathan?
Yeah, I think if you put Jonathan Hurst in another vehicle and put him on an amazing team, he's definitely a contender.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so there is a look at our top 16 bracket shaping up. Dean versus Lemaire, Beecham versus O'Sullivan. Look at that. I mean, just, again, 6, 7, and 8, those guys knocked out as far as the standings. And that was Castro, Bakshi's, and Dylan Hughes. And speaking of our most recent victor down there, bottom left-hand corner, Connor Shanahan. Cerise is with the Shanahan Bros.
What's up, guys? I'm here with the brothers. Now, talk to me a little bit about what this dynamic is like for you guys, because Jack, I've heard whispers that we got Rookie of the Year getting in the pocket for you. Now, Connor, this is obviously not your first season. What makes you proud of your brother?
Yeah, it's amazing we've drove for basically our whole lives together at the other side of the world, so to share a season of Formula Drift with him, back on the streets of Long Beach, it's a pretty crazy feeling. Two boys from Killavullen who chased the dream, and here we stand at, the biggest stage of competition again. It's amazing. Hasn't been our most successful year. I don't think we got to really show our true colours, but, we're building a platform, building the knowledge to, hopefully claim Formula Drift Championships one day.
And Jack, I'm going to go to you now. What have you learned? Now, driving over in Europe is a lot different than driving here in the States. What has been your biggest takeaway of the season?
Obviously back home we've got one of the most dominant teams on the grid basically. So coming here with different cars, different teams, all that kind of stuff is very hard for us. So the biggest thing that we had to learn this year is trying to trust new people basically. So once we kind of figured all that out, we've been kind of getting more and more comfortable. And to be honest, our practice has been going for me and Connor today, and we're both on the opposite sides of the bracket. I think that we're feeling fairly confident, and it would be pretty cool if we could get the All-Shanahan final this evening. I'm not too sure if it's going to happen or not, but I know for sure that's what I want. That's how I want to finish the season. So it's it's been a struggle of the year, but we've been trying and just trying to keep pushing and try to get better every time we come and drive this new car basically.
You guys do not let up when you're out there. It has really been a pleasure to watch you both come up in the ranks. As you guys know back home, if you drift yourselves, wrenching on your car is a huge part of the sport. And when you're back home, you get to touch everything. You get to feel everything out and get the details sorted. When you're here, it's just arrive and drive. Yeah. So it's a huge dynamic difference. Guys, thank you so much for the time. We're rooting for you both, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cerise, and thank you, the Shanahan boys. And again, hats off to Connor Shanahan wrapping up that Drift Masters Championship. That was really dynamic there in Poland just a few weekends ago. So congratulations. We'll see Jack here in a little bit, and we'll see you in just a little bit. We'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we got Matt Field, the Beast from the Bay, going against St. Louis's own D. Mads, Derek Madison.
Pit stop and we'll fuel you up real quick and get you back out there.
is my Shell Fuel Awards card.
Yeah, James, I believe that only works at Shell gas stations, but...
Well, at least it would definitely help with this bumper budget to get $1 off a gallon.
Yeah, James, tell me how you do that.
Yeah, just buy 5 quarts of qualifying Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving away a Maserati Thursdays in October. Play all month long for a chance to take home an elegant and powerful Italian sports car. Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. You in?
Visit your local discount tire and service centers for all your automotive needs. We're family owned, serving as your one-stop shop to have your vehicle running smoothly. We offer 5-star services and a price match guarantee. Plus, get 2 tires free when you purchase 2 select tires. What are you waiting for? Go online and schedule your appointment today.
Forsberg, probably more turns than anybody. Here comes Matt Field. You can see that 4-leg toss. Spin it down to
Your tattoo's not fading. It's just low on oil. Mo Handsome Tattoo Salve. All natural. High performance.
It's time to get precise with Rain-X Precision Clear wiper blades. It's all about precision when I'm drifting in the rain. Rain-X Precision Clear features a graphite-coated synthetic rubber squeegee to reduce friction and noise. And when it comes to my family, it's even more important to have Precision Clear, especially in the upcoming fall and winter months. Don't compromise when it comes to visibility. Precision Clear is available at O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
Welcome back here to the Shoreline Showdown. We're officially halfway through our top 32. So we'll lay the land here, halfway 32. We'll forge our 16. We'll have a halftime break. We'll come back with a very special opening ceremony here in the beautiful city of Long Beach. Thank you to the city. Thank you to the Long Beach Grand Prix Association. And thank you to the fans, drivers, teams, sponsors, everybody. Saw Nets Vodka there, that commercial. They're partying over there. Got to meet some of the execs there, including Enrique. From Neft. I know Ernie's in the building as well, and Jason, and the whole Neft fam is expanding, including Matt Field, the beast from the Bay, Adam LZ, Chris Forsberg, and there might be a Kiwi part of that equation as well, Matt Mike Woodette. So, all right, Matt Field, Derek Madison, as we are getting ready for our next battle here. Matt Field, beast from the Bay, that performance, heat wave, you can feel it, you can see it, but blinded by the light, nope. Because you got heat waves on. Team Matt, that coilover depot vehicle now transitioning in the back of that Corvette. Matt Field brings it on in, very clinical, very precise. Look at that. Give this man a scalpel. I didn't know he was a doctor. Look at this. Well done, the beast. Comes out, it's almost Halloween. The fangs are out, sun's out, guns out. That last outside zone goes Matt Field. Yes, sir. Lean Customs on the hood and Lean Customs in the building. Come by. They got some pins on sale. $6 to $7. $6, $7?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're running deals for.
I think so, yeah. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Matt Field, I mean, completely clinical. You talked about it. I mean, just being a surgeon through this run, this is a phenomenal run here from Matt Field. The driver sitting second overall, and he's got to win basically everything all the way through to make sure that he can stay on top of that spot. It looks good. He's on throttle all the way through, absolutely pumping the smoke out and almost blinding himself getting into outside zone 7. Derek Madison doing a really good job throughout so much of this run, doing some nice dives, able to try and work into the pocket there, but needs to be a lot more aggressive. There's so much trust you can have with Matt Field out front, and I would have loved to see Derek Madison take full advantage of it. A few spots in here you can see he was going for it. Look at, there's Derek Madison really wanting to get in there, but he's got to make that lunge. As soon as you come through the transition, as soon as you pump through that smoke, you just got to fire in, and that's going to be the big difference maker, I feel like, here and potentially moving forward in drifting. That transition game is where we're at this point. It used to be speed, used to be angle, used to be proximity. We've locked all those in. Yeah. Now it's timing. Yeah.
And we've seen it over the years. Odie, Forsberg, the Shanahans are really just masterclass when it comes to that timing. Like I say, the drift whiskers, they just have a good sense of awareness of their bumpers and where they're at and how they can just time it. Those are some standouts in my mind as of right now. But sometimes some drivers stand out and have us, oh my gosh, did I just do that? But there are drivers that are consistently like that, and those are drivers that stand out in my mind. All right, Derek Madison, Matt Field, and this is where it's really going to be highlighted, like you said, just poking through that smoke, and the smoke coming into play with the outside zone 4 and 5, and then they come back into their own smoke trail. So here goes D-Maz in outside zone 2, and Matt Field giving him a little bit of space here, and now you can see it looks like he's progressively getting close. Oh, and Mads loops it. Derek Madison seals his own fate. Matt Field will continue on, but he doesn't need to. That will be a victory for the Beast from the Bay, the 777 Borla Performance Heatwave Visual Lean Customs Corvette gets the victory, and he rips his way like his good friend Ripper rips the ocean, but Matt Field on solid ground gets the win. Matt Field locks it in.
Yeah, and for Derek Madison, a year kind of plagued with some weird mechanical stuff, a lot of growing pains for him, but happy to see him making that jump into pro, and this is just, the beginning of his pro career, so excited to see what he's able to do. Big smiles, just an amazing personality. I would say one of the best soundtracks in the pits as well.
Soundtrack?
Yeah, music-wise. I don't know if you've been over to those pits. They got a great playlist every weekend.
What kind of genre?
It's not your music. It's definitely my music. We're talking like 90s to 2000 punk and metal.
I'm joking.
Yeah, it's all good.
Like punk.
Okay.
I'm not going to name
it's not yacht rock. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not exclusive to yacht rock, but yes, that is my vibe. Steely Dan.
Exactly.
Doobie Brothers. But, I'm into some Rancid. I'm into
all right.
Whatever.
Sorry for making assumptions.
Municipal Waste.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with Hughes, Fugazi. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. James Dean obviously locks up the championship. Congratulations to him. And now we are fighting for, again, that second and third spot. But look at that. Castro, Odie, Hughes, out 6, 7, and 8. Forsberg could jump up as well. We'll see Forsberg here in just a few battles, actually. He's the next battle after this. Next on deck, we got Jones and Sorensen, talking about Branden of the Sorensen trio. You got Cameron and Amanda competing in pro spec, but Branden here is in the pro competition. So second half of the season, Branden has really risen to the occasion. 21 years old, and just would love to see him, and I think he definitely wants to rise to the occasion, so we'll see. Jeff Jones, always fun loving, but when it gets down to brass tacks, definitely plays a major role in the drifting world. Hot Pit Auto Fest, great events. They got an event coming up in Las Vegas in just a few weeks, so excited for him to contribute to the drifting world. Here we go. Jeff Jones, Branden Sorensen. Jeff Jones at Evo Auto Works from Redlands, California, right down the freeway. Jeff Jones dials it in. Branden Sorensen, good, calm, and collected from both of them. Nothing really extraneous, and just as I say that, Branden comes into the side of the Nissan 370Z. Looks like Jeff did exceed that outside zone just a little bit. Brings it back in with that big drift energy. Branden trying to grind the door with that front tire. Now in that last outside zone, Branden cuts up the inside. He grips up quite a bit. Did Jeff impede on that, or was that Branden's own power and accord where he came in on the inside, transitioning from 6 to 7?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one. These drivers have gone head-to-head 5 times. Jeff has taken 4 of those battles. So for Branden, there's a little bit of pride, a little bit of ego on the line here. So Jeff takes a fair bit of time before he really gets on the throttle. He's halfway through the second outside zone before he really gets things going, and it's not able to fulfill a lot of these zones and really sink it in. Does a good job there through outside zone 4 and not too bad through 5. So it takes Jeff just a hot minute before he kind of finds his flow and adds a ton more angle through 6. And then on this transition, Branden just gets caught coming around a little bit earlier, but does an amazing job of sinking back through. So For me, I think Jeff didn't have an amazing start to the run, but had a great collection all the way through the latter half, and vice versa for Branden. Looked good right off the crack, and then as the run went through, that missed transition between 6 and 7 definitely it caught up with them. So didn't panic though, sunk in pretty well to the latter half of 7, but at that point it's still a pretty glaring mistake.
All right, now we're gonna switch up the order. Looks like just making sure there's nothing out there on track. Hey, thank you to our track staff, our Formula Drift staff. They do such a great job out there. The fridge, let's go, tarps off, buddy. Keeping it cool down there.
He'll do it too.
I know he will. That's why I said it. Let's get weird. Final round. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Fire me? All right.
Fire the fridge?
Yeah, you can't fire the fridge. The fridge keeps it cool. And we are switching the order. We will see Branden Sorensen out front, officially more than halfway through our top 32. I'm liking the track. I'm loving it. Again, you know, just a lot of scrutinization prior to coming in. When we got in the building here yesterday, first time ever, actually turned and burned. And you know, there was some critiquing, some massaging. I think we landed on a really fun, dynamic, interesting, and something we've never seen track. All right, Branden Sorensen, United States Air Force, BMW. Rips into, now, so again, with that mistake, he knows he needs to really shine here and maybe force an error of that chase position on Jeff Jones. But as long as Jeff keeps it consistent, this victory could be his. Branden, big angle, really maxing it out. Going from that outside zone 6 into 7 to that final outside zone. Ooh, that got a little precarious there for Jeff. Almost duplicated what Branden did.
Yeah, the final zone here, that last wall has been pretty divisive between drivers and is starting to become the focal point of a lot of this run. Every driver wants to finish strong. They want to, you know, they want to make sure that the last thing the judges see is some great proximity either to the wall or to their opponent. Look at Jeff kind of waiting a little bit longer through that transition and almost does the opposite of what Branden did, getting caught on the opposite side of it, but does a good job. And Branden, a little bit later to get to a few of these sections, tons of angle coming out of 6, gets that car backed around, and you can see how much speed he's able to collect there. Now Jeff sinks in through our 7th and final zone, and not too bad, but I think both drivers are trying to find the flow through so much of this. They're trying to get into a spot where the track is really working for them. I feel like they're kind of battling against the line as opposed to truly embracing it, but we'll see. This is going to be a tough one for the judges. Both drivers, I think, need to clean up a little bit here and there, but we'll find out what the judges think. Could be a one more time. They could be looking for a side-by-side. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I think there's some pretty glaring mistakes on both sides.
That is an option. Again, driver A, driver B, or one more time. Those are the potentialities. The EVA Auto Works Nissan 370Z. See what Jeff brings in the 26th season. He's always got a great attitude. Here we go. Slide him left for Jones, right for Branden Sorensen. It looks like a one more time. And a Jeff Jones, and one more time. All right, so yeah, I agree with that. I was kind of, you know, maybe Branden's mistake was a little bit larger than Jeff, but I think to the point that you had, what were the mistakes that Jeff made by comparison to Branden's kind of glaringly obvious one?
Yeah, I mean, on his lead, zones 1 and 2 for sure, more or less missing both of those, and then throughout the chase, he kind of got caught on the opposite side. A similar mistake to what we saw with Branden, but just on the opposite side of the actual run. So, yeah, I would say a collection of mistakes across the board.
Okay, so taking a look at the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla of Ryan Turk. And two legends of the sport. Ryan Turk, you know, just he's one of those names that is always at the beginning of the season up for contention for the championship, needs to bring it together, has had, you know, just a season that hasn't had just the success that we anticipated, but I know he has it in him. And then Vaughn Gittin Jr. shows up. It's like, all right, I'm here to party.
Yeah.
You know, like Wednesday night, saw him. He's like, dude, I am so excited to drive. So two OGs since 2004, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Ryan Turk, and speaking of OG, Chris Forsberg against a new generation of driver, Austin Mata from Minnesota. Chris Forsberg, originally from Pennsylvania, now living here in Southern California. Chris Forsberg, first ever driver and first ever name to be attached to a signature Nissan vehicle. It's a truck, but that's never happened before. Talk about an accolade here for that NOS energy drink Neft Pilot and the all-new Nissan Z. Running the Nismo Auto Parts all new Z. Here we go. Austin Mata gonna chase him down. Here comes Forsberg Cross the nose of that S chassis. Chris goes in that second outside zone. Austin.
Oh.
And it looks like we might have gotten a little tire contact with Austin coming in.
Yeah, it looked like a front wheel on front wheel. Austin
wheel
just
on wheel.
almost superseding that of the line of Chris Forsberg and sinking back and catching that. The replay will probably show us a little bit better exactly how this went down, but either way, contact made there. So we'll see. This is, it's going to be big either way. Anytime there's contact, we need to, especially on the first run, we need to deem fault if they're going to be looking for that time out. Chris looking good there, and yeah, Mata just super far on the inside. And as he sinks back, he catches that front wheel of Forsberg and probably just held up Chris maybe wanting to use the steering wheel. Great view here. This is going to give us a really interesting shot. Look at how far inside Mata is. And as he comes back, that's where that contact looks like it's made. So
yeah, bummer for Mata. Chris, maybe small little, like a little, that's not what the way you want to win, but win's a win. And he would love to end the season on the box.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Chris has yet to go out in top 32 this season. So, there's that's a pretty cool stat to be able to say you get through the season that well. But really taking a look at this, I'm wondering if they want to make sure that Chris is back on throttle, because that could be a part of this as well, is that Austin was expecting. But Austin, either way, to me.
I mean, look at the placement of the car. I mean, the back end's right there.
Right, but then the question is, did it look like Chris was he going to spin out regardless?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. I got to play devil's advocate here.
That's what we do.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So that would be the only other thing I could look at, but it's whenever it's front wheel on front wheel, it's going to be tough. So yeah, just a little smooch there between them, and we'll see how this ends up playing out.
Wanna go high? Why can't I get just one kiss?
Oh. Can't go with a different song. Started out with a kiss.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, see,
okay,
again. Yeah, I'm the boomer now.
Yeah, see, switching.
All right, so it is official that Austin Mata is at fault. Just want to confirm. All right, so yes, and Austin Mata is at fault. You can see Cam, his spotter here. And so Forsberg, he's going to be able to just inspect the car. It was just a little smooch, but that wheel on, the tire on tire, there's that really throws you off. And imagine in the cockpit, I'd love to show them that. It really grabs the wheel. But taking a look at the drivers with the multiple championships, James Dean, the first ever 5-time club. But Forsberg being there on track or making his way back to the pit, he's part of that multiple championships, including Fredric Aasbo with 3 as well, Vaughn Gittin Jr. in 2010 and 2020. Tanner Faust, an absolute legend, inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then Sam Hubinette, another Form the Drift Hall of Fame inductee. So congratulations, multiple champions.
Yeah.
And names synonymous with motorsports and just being all-around good people.
Also means there's 5 championships for RTR, which is pretty crazy.
5 championships? What do you mean?
Yeah, 2 for James Dean, 1 for Chelsea Denofa, and 2 for Vaughn. Like if we're looking at the actual championships, 1.
Oh, got it. Yes.
I got you.
Yes. Well, yeah, got it.
Yeah, just
yes.
Just
RTR,
to further prove how phenomenal that. I mean, we talk about how hard the car is to drive, but once you get it, proof's in the numbers.
Yeah, RTR with those 5 championships. Gotcha. All right, so as we look at, speaking of RTR, Vaughn Gittin Jr. and debuting his new Ford RTR Mustang going against Drift Alliance Broham and Ryan Turk at Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. Ryan Turk drops into that second outside zone. Vaughn Gittin Jr. coming to disrupt. Look at that, drops to the side of the hot hatchback into that outside zone 6. Good sweeping line. Look at that fluidity. He was already out there all the way in and just throwing a ton of smoke in Vaughn's face. And how he's cutting through that is beyond me. I mean, dude, Ryan Turk's car is kicking off a gang of smoke, blinded by the white.
Yeah, and this is something that we kind of were concerned about with cars leading first, is are they overcooking the tires and do they have enough left on it to be able to get back into the chase? So Ryan Turk looking really good on outside zone 1, 2. He gets the tires lit up pretty early, taking a bit more of a mid-line as he pushes out, and there is where Vaughn really sinks in. So for me, Turk almost V's out that section, but makes it look good. Doesn't stall out the car, and then adds a ton of angle coming out of 6 here, and just holds it for what feels like forever. And Vaughn's forced to hang out as long as he can and then get that transition back out and then comes around. Fans super stoked to see these two legends go to battle one more time. This will be their 13th battle against each other.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Vaughn's got 8 and Ryan's got 4, looking for his 5th through this battle. We'll see as we swap it back around. I was very impressed with how quickly Vaughn adapted to this track and jumped in it. For a guy that's only running FD twice a year, you know, it's going to provide some doubt, including myself. I'm like, you know, does he still have it? Does taking that break, you know, does that...
Hold on. You say taking that break. He's just not drifting.
Well, I know.
But he's taking a break from FD.
Right.
But that dude ripping Broncos, you know, if it's Crandon, if it's King of the Hammers, if it's running a company, you know, like the dude is busy. And again, we debuted his Mustang RTR. It's actually here in the building, and it's part of our halftime show.
Oh, cool.
Actually, so or I should say our opening ceremony. So also let it be known, we're hearing that Ryan Turk's lovely wife Shannon is about to give birth. So Ryan's taking a red eye to go home, but it'd be awesome to give birth to a podium, and that would be the icing on the cake to welcome his second child into the world. Shannon, our heart goes out to you, and hope everything goes smoothly. Love you, Shannon. All right, here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. into that outside zone, and Ryan Turk gives back just a little bit. Ryan Turk, he needs to get there. Vaughn, where you going? Vaughn just slides so, like, that was slow motion, and Ryan Turk will get the advancement. What happened there for Vaughn Gittin Jr.? And Ryan doesn't need to continue on because he was a chase car, but Vaughn takes himself out.
Yeah, that was really weird. That was trying to see if I can catch anything from that angle. It's super, super tough. Sometimes you can see something already broken or something a little bit strange, but...
That back left got smashed.
Yeah, he came in there with a good amount of momentum, so... See if we can tell what's going on even before that. So, I mean, both drivers look good through one. Takes Vaughn just a hair of a second to be able to get into outside zone 2. 3 is looking good, but the car just washes wide, and he tries to throw the anchor out to slow it down, but either way, just the weight of that car is going to keep it pushing. And, yeah, so he comes off throttle. It is possible that something maybe shut down in the car and he tried to dig out and it just wasn't doing it, but
wow.
Yeah, Vaughn, people, I mean, we have one of the most noted drivers here and tons of fans, so glad he's all right. First thing he does, call it into the team. All right, this is what's broken. May not be driving anymore, but I still want it fixed.
Yeah, that's going to be all she wrote for Vaughn Gittin Jr. Takes himself out. Like you said, what went wrong? And hopefully we can get Cerise down there and talk with him and see what happened, because you just handed Ryan Turk a victory, and it wasn't 100% in Ryan Turk, because he was back there a little bit, and let's be honest, if he was chasing him a little bit closer, he might have gotten aside. There we go. The International's crossing it up there. We'll make it official. Slide him left for Ryan Turk, and the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, the Rockstar Energy Drink driver, gets the victory, taking out the 2-time champ. Welcome back to the show, but the car is going to get parked. But as we can see, Cerise is down there with Ryan Turk. Ryan's going to bounce out of here. Shannon expecting a baby, a lot on his mind, but congrats goes to Ryan Turk. Cerise.
You're expecting now, Ryan, you're expecting a baby any day now, any moment, right?
Yeah, I was actually looking at flights to see if if Shannon went into labor, that like when I could exactly book another flight out of here. So yeah, it's getting close. It's going to be our second, so he'll probably come a little early. But yeah, it's another very exciting thing to be pumped on.
Absolutely. Now tell me, what do you love about Long Beach?
I just love that we're on some city streets in downtown. Long Beach is such a cool place to be at. We're right across the street from the ocean and the beach. Like, it just couldn't get cooler for a drift track.
Yeah, and speaking of cool, I mean, listen, you just took out the boss man, Vaughn Gittin Jr. How does that feel?
It was tough. We had a good lead lap. The tracks feels a little more greasy now, and Vaughn had a really good setup in his car. I think I'm a little lucky that he made a mistake, because I was not able to even close the ground on him. So I know he was going for it, and he was on it. Like, today was, yeah. So I'm a little lucky that he made a mistake and we're moving on. But now we kind of know where we're at, and we can make some changes moving forward.
And do you feel good about those changes? Do you feel good yourself outside of his mistakes?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really confident and comfortable in the car, and there's a couple small areas that I still like to clean up on my end in a lead position, but overall I think we got the track pretty well sorted out, and we're feeling good.
Gosh, I can't even imagine the energy that you're experiencing today with the anticipation of a baby, a hopeful win. I mean, guys, everything here at Long Beach is nothing short of electric. So thank you so much. Best of luck in this next. Of course.
Hi, Roman at home, watching with my mom.
I love that. A family man. A lot of these guys are family men. We're so happy to have you in the pits, and we're rooting for you and your family.
Thank you, guys.
Back to you guys.
Great attitude. Thank you, Cerise. And yeah, just he said it so well. City backdrop, the ocean's right here. It's kind of like controlled chaos right here in the streets of Long Beach. Speaking of controlled chaos, this series that highlights that driver, his Rockstar Energy Drink teammates, talking about the 3-time champ of Fredric Aasbo, and welcome to the Rockstar family, Amanda Sorensen competing in the Pro Spec Championship. Let's take a look at controlled chaos.
Who is Fredric Aasbo?
Who is Ryan Turk? It's a deep question right off the bat.
Who is Amanda Sorensen? I'm more of like an outcast, I guess.
Freddie's small town kid from Norway. An underdog. Still learning, still improving.
I'm a lot of things now. A dad and a husband, car builder, shop owner. I'm 100% professional drift driver.
This should be fun. Yo, Ryan. Some great driving by Amanda. 3-time Formula Drift champion.
You know, being a drifter, we get so defined by what happens on track.
Big swing there. He applies the pressure.
It's not really just about whether we win or lose. It's much greater than that for all of us.
Oh, boy.
I'm honestly just another driver out there driving with the boys. I really just mesh with these people.
I've loved the relationships, the competition, the challenges, overcoming the challenges.
I really, truly love this sport. Everybody that makes it what it is such a great environment to be a part of.
Make some noise!
I have a certain speed in my blood and a well-rounded set of abilities that have gotten me pretty far in this sport.
I think I've always been pretty good about following my own intuition and things that felt right to me.
Ryan Turk gets the win.
I want to be iconic. I want to do cool things, not only just on the track, but also outside of the track.
Congratulations for making history.
Drifting is big ups and big downs.
Your new champion, Fredric the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo!
I love the butterflies and nervousness, but excitement at the same time.
It's a dogfight here.
Also kind of the unknown part of it. When you go out on track, you kind of don't know how things are going to unfold. You can only control what you can control and do the best that you can.
Hello. Holy cow. That is not ideal for Amanda Sorensen.
There's no denying that we're here to win.
Fredric the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo gets the win.
The question is finding the right energy, the right path to do that.
Getting aggressive.
As scary as it is, it's a pretty spectacular adventure we set out on.
He's not going to let him run away with it.
My name's Amanda Sorensen.
Fredric Aasbo.
Ryan Turk. Love the controlled chaos of this sport.
That was drifting.
Controlled chaos. Who is Jared Dienda?
Who is Jared Dienda?
No, I wanted you to say, who is Jacob Gunn?
Oh, sorry. Who is Jacob Gunn?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
When you don't have your beanie on, where'd Jacob go?
Oh, it's walk right through the crowd. No one has any idea.
Oh, jeez. Well, nobody's got to know.
No.
Who is the masked singer?
Incognito.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, the whales are in the backdrop. Robin and Sheeta, have you seen the whales yet? As they are the backdrop here in Long Beach. And we are getting set for our next battle. The stands are filling up. My man Chris Jacobs and his lovely daughter Scarlett are in the building. Chris Jacobs, good friend of mine, hosts a bunch of stuff. Meekum, and he was the host of Overhauling.
Yep.
He's my homeboy on behalf of PRI. He's out here.
Oh, cool.
So here we are, the second half of this battle. We're looking at Austin Mata and Chris the Force Forsberg. And there is Mata out front, and he is at fault with that contact earlier, so he's at a bit of a deficit. Chris Forsberg just needs to keep pace, don't do anything too extraneous, and he will deserve and get the victory. Unfortunately, Austin too aggressive in the chase position for the first portion Here we go into that first and second outside zone. Mata drops in. Forsberg just keeping it calm, keeping it collected into, again, that you can see the fourth and fifth outside zone. Mata, he's really got to put down a heater of a lead run into outside zone 6. And Mata, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. And Chris, you can see him maybe on bated breath here in the outside zone 7 and brings it across. There we go, Mata and Forsberg.
It always hurts when a driver makes a mistake on the first run and then they come out on the second one and lay down something like that, because that run from Mata was actually, it was incredible. He did such a great job. Look at, he is on the outside line, the most outside line of this entire run. And the transitions look good, tons of wheel speed. It's tough. It's super, super tough when that happens. But Chris Forsberg did what he needed to do. He had to stay back and just make sure that nothing crazy happened, didn't create any conflict or collision. But for Mata, we know that that one zone, it looked really, really good. And this will end up being it for Mata, which, great season coming out here in pro. I'm super happy to see him make the jump. He earned his pro license several times, and this was the first year that he wanted to come out and really take a hold of it. But yeah, great run. Just sucks that I made that mistake earlier on, but great competitor, amazing guy to have around the pits as well, and very, very excited to see what he's able to put together for next year.
Yep, love Austin's energy, really kind guy, just a great guy. You look at him, neck tattoos and all that, but just an absolute sweetheart. And speaking of tattoos, Chris Forsberg gets the win. Chris Forsberg gets the win unanimously and moves on. So we'll be cranking some Neft vodka later on at Pike Bar. And look at that, we got Forsberg and Turk.
Ooh, throwback.
So Turk and Vaughn, old, obviously Drift Alliance homies, and now Chris Forsberg and Ryan Turk, some more Drift Alliance for your diet.
Yeah, what year is it? I mean, it's pretty cool to get these battles happening. So this is what it's going to look like here for the top 16 as things start to stack up. We still got the one more time to go back to of Jeff Jones and Branden Sorensen, but yeah, some absolute heaters already lining up for top 16. I'm so pumped to see how this goes.
We are hearing, I'm just hearing from Chris Yule up here, director, kind of just the architect. He is telling me that they had to call a competition timeout for Branden Sorensen because the rack needed to get swapped out. So Jeff Jones is ready to go, and unfortunately Branden Sorensen couldn't make it to the line, so they called the comp timeout on that one more time battle. So
oh man,
and you can see as the 16 is shaping up again, like you said, what year is it? 2004.
Yeah.
As we are getting prepared for our next battle, but throw it down to Cerise. What happened to Vaughn Gittin Jr., Cerise?
Yeah, obviously. Now, Vaughn, first and foremost, you still got a good attitude, okay? Your team is just thrashing away on the car. What happened?
I went just a little bit too hot rod in Long Beach. I knew I was in a really good place from my chase, but that's why I said run that 100-point line. I just adjusted my mark a little bit on outer zone because I knew Turk left about 6 inches to a foot, and I was trying to close it up, and I made a little adjustment in addition to the speed, and it just messed my timing up a bit, and I didn't rotate the car in time and just ended up touching the marbles out there. And as soon as I got in the marbles, I knew I wasn't turning it and just basically shut it down, ate the wall, and here we are. So
your team always does a great job of getting you back on the track. I can tell that you're not nervous at all.
No, I'm good. Unfortunately, I'm out. Stoked for Turk. I told him, I got to lose any jerk out here, but it's you. So, but
and he's expecting a kid like any moment now.
I know. I hope she can hold off for him. But I'm pumped. It was an honor to be out here, and very cool. Formula Drift has created their own street circuit, and I'm really proud of how I drove this weekend. I made a mistake at the wrong time, but it feels good to hop in after 6 rounds and be right back where I need to be. So had a blast. Much love, everybody. Thank you.
You've had a good weekend. Forward everything. James is good. Ben is good. Everything is good over here with RTR, guys. Back to you.
Thank you.
And such a great attitude there, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Like I said, if I can lose to any jerk, I'm glad it's you. I like that. You can see Jeff Jones in the background taking his run here as Vaughn Gittin Jr., like I said, he takes himself out, but as you can see, you can sense it. He knows the championship's locked up. Ben Hobson's in 16. Everything's coming up just outside of his own performance there. But again, we're going to have a really cool opening ceremonies there. It's going to include Vaughn Gittin Jr., RTR, Mustangs, and things. You'll see in just a little bit. But providing the spark, the Optima batteries. Shout out to Paige and Robert Wilson and for joining us here today. And there we are. We're officially 75% completed with the top 32 and the Rockstar Energy Drink top 32. You can see just a few more battles left, 4 battles to be exact. Look at these battles, how they're shaping up.
Yeah, there's some really interesting ones.
Which one?
Beecham Sullivan for me. I think that's going to be really, really cool. Just a little bit of I guess not really a throwback, but 2 drivers that had amazing years back in the feeder series. To be able to go head-to-head like this will be good. But this one right here, Adam LZ, Andy Haley, both drivers spending some sim time, and this will be very, very interesting.
And what's the outcome here is, obviously Adam LZ, arguably one of the most popular drivers, going against Andy Haley, the Drift Wizard. LZ, he's fighting to get second overall in the championship, currently sitting 3rd, trying to take out Matt Field, but he's already in 16. Here goes Adam LZ in that Drift HQ BMW E36, and the newer model BMW of Andy Haley chasing him down. Into that outside zone 6 goes LZ, and Haley, you can see decent proximity, has to back off, then now gets back to the side of him. So just Haley, not exactly the pace that Adam has set out front. That Evo AutoWorks BMW against the Drift HQ BMW.
Yeah, Adam's team have an incredible ability to just put so much grip into this car while still keeping it drivable. Consistently one of the fastest cars on grid, and Adam is such a master at handling pretty much any mechanical situation that's thrown at him. He's driven more vehicles than almost anybody else in drifting, so does a great job of adapting to pretty much anything he's got. Andy Haley is a driver that has maybe spent more sim time than almost anybody else. Anytime I would open up Discord or a set, of course, I'd see him in the lobby running laps here, so it'll be great to see his lead run, but in his chase, definitely a little bit further back all the way through, and Adam, solid. Every single zone was solid. Very, very good run. Is still leaving a little bit on the table here and there, getting really close to the wall, maybe not tapping them. So that says to me, Adam's got a bit more left in the tank, that when it comes down to battles further on in this event, he can still pull out a crazy run, similar to what we've seen earlier this year in New Jersey. He can pull it out at any time. And for me, Andy, he's got to put down a pretty much perfect lead run and potentially hope that Adam isn't able to keep up. That's how Andy's going to win this.
Yeah, that's, you called it. I really can't add much more than what you said. So Andy will now lead Adam LZ, chasing him down. Adam, like I said, currently sitting 3rd overall in the championship. He has amassed, it looks like 180 points compared to Matt Field, 190. He's currently tied with Fredric Aasbo, but Freddie obviously already in the top 16. We are one wheeling and peeling and flying on in. There goes Andy Haley, the Drift Wizard, dropping into formation. Goes Adam LZ with that net vodka on the roof into that 3rd and 4th outside zone. Bang right there. You can see it. And Andy Haley's doing exactly what he needs to do, but he cannot shake LZ. LZ, if you're European. Now coming to the outside zone 6. Goes the Evo AutoWorks BMW. Adam right there in tow, and 7. And crosses the finish line.
Pretty even battle between them. I don't know if it's enough, but it might be enough even for a one more time, because Andy, although not nearly as quick as what Adam was putting down, very smooth, gets all the zones, and floats out really well from 1 into 2. Great arc through there, comes out of it maybe just a touch early. Adam gets caught a little bit out off guard, but then that puts Andy on a great line through 3 and 4, and now Adam adapting in the chase, trying to keep it into the pocket. Andy could have been a bit deeper through 5. 6 is looking solid. This is a great run from Andy Haley, and I really do think that all the sim time that he has put in is paying off for him in this situation. Adam, I think, realizing how good that run is, has a phenomenal job in the chase through 7, and there is Ben Hobson. Look at that. I mean, that dude, I don't know if there is a happier person, within the next 100 acres, because he is so pumped. And a great shot there from Justin Smash. We can see one more time this FPV, how things are going for both drivers. So Andy Haley, not as much smoke coming off his car through a lot of this, maybe not running as much wheel speed, really playing with the grip window on that car and doing a great job of it. So this is a phenomenal run from Andy Haley. I can't take anything away from him on it, and Adam does have a great chase on it, so we'll see. It may come down to just who had more proximity in the chase all the way through.
Analyzing it and break it down. Jacob Gens, I'm Jared Dienda, Cerise Taylor, your tour guides. Actions speak louder than words. We just put an exclamation point on it. Again, that Neft Vodka team cheering them on from the pits. And we can see the Drift HQ BMW. Slide him left for LZ, right for Andy Haley, and it looks like Adam LZ gets one vote. Oh, one more time, and Adam LZ edges it out. So Robbie Nishida and Reese saying that Adam LZ and Brian Eggert said one more time, but outnumbered majority rules, and Adam LZ narrowed it down. So as we are, again, and we could see, let's take a look at our BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. Adam LZ advances on, and he'll be going either against Jack Shanahan or Stuckey. Throw it to Reese Marin. Reese.
From Adam in the chase is
All
really
right,
what
we are
stood
good to
out
go
in order from having the advantage here. So you can see here going through, Adam just seems to have just a little bit better. He did have some errors in the chase as well too, but then he closes in. I really do like the proximity there. You can see really good job there. Haley just kind of backsolves, leaves a little bit too much room on the table. As you can see here in the last zone, Adam does a really good job of getting into the pocket and just edges him out for the win.
Hey, all right, thank you, Reese, as the judges review.
Yeah, that was... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it really came down to that proximity, so very evenly matched between those runs, but it's being a little bit closer is what gave Adam the win on that one. Next up, this is going to be an epic battle here. Jack Shanahan, Daniel Stuckey, only going against each other one time, and Jack Shanahan getting that win. So we'll see as they stack up. Jack looked great in practice. Stuckey looked good as well. So I think this is going to be a pretty hard-fought battle from both of them to see who ends up taking home the win. Jack is going to lead first, Stuckey in tow.
Good attitude from Jack Shanahan earlier with his brother Stuckey. Where are you at, homeboy? Join the conversation. Jack Shanahan, that wall. That got very sketchy. Woo. I was puckering up as Jack Shanahan leads in that BMW. Again, that tiny little Beamer. And a big dude, Jack Shanahan, into that outside zone. All of them obviously outside zones. Now coming into that last one right in front of the judges' stand. Brings on in Stuckey. Little late to the party in that Kenda Tires S chassis.
Yeah, judges already talking about this because obviously we saw Jack Shanahan having a bit of an issue through outside zone 2. So out of the gate, I mean, Stuckey looked like he was sleeping, and Jack Shanahan floating it out from 1 and then over angles just a touch into 2. Catches the wall but still stays in the zone, and to me, Stuckey was pretty far back, so I don't think he can make an argument that he was affected by that. And then Jack through 3 and 4, and everything is looking really good. He does an amazing job of filling the rest of these zones after knowing kind of pushed out a bit wider than he should have. And Stuckey is still fighting to get back into the chase on so much of this, and it really isn't until outside zone 7 before Stuckey enters the picture. So I think just caught at the line, maybe a missed shift, car wasn't in gear, something along those lines. And that just means he was out in the wrong spot of it. Jack Shanahan opting to use that wall as a bit of a bounce and push things out. It's, yeah, I mean, he's able to salvage that. I think a lot of drivers after contact like that would have had a much bigger problem.
Yeah, I mean, Jack is, again, he's going for Rookie of the Year. You said it, you're like, I mean,
seems wrong.
It just sounds weird coming out of our mouth.
Yeah.
You know, the Shanahans are absolute legends on and off the track. Mr. Shanahan. Can I say that?
Which one?
The Pops.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Legend.
He's incredible.
Folklore.
Can fix
books will be written about him.
He can fix literally anything with a hammer. Serious. I've seen that.
Including your face.
Anything you want. They were incredible at rolling cars on their sides to repair their body.
That is so European drift stuff. The folklore is. All right, here we go. Stuckey now out front. Jack Shanahan chasing him down. And look at that. So you can see dropping to that second outside zone. Stuckey, a lot more precision. Oh, look at Jack. That's what we're talking about. That timing, that transition. He just drops it right in the pocket. Those whiskers being used. Now coming into, again, outside zone 6. Look at Jack tucked into the pocket. But I'll tell you what, Stuckey definitely showed up on this lead run. But Shanahan just right there, tucks in. Well done by Jack.
Jack looks relaxed.
Yeah.
This is a very relaxed run from him. He probably got in his ear like, hey, you know, Stuckey is pretty far back. I think if you stay within a car length of him pretty much the entire time, you're going to be in a good spot. And that's kind of what we see here. So Stookie, nice and slow. I really like how smooth this is from Stookie. It's very calm and collected all the way through. Maybe not the quickest run, but like floats it out to all these zones, and he looks like he's relaxed all the way through as well. And this is a kind of a fun run from both of them. I think Stookie could have been a little bit deeper through a lot of these sections, but both drivers pretty chill on every single aspect of this run. And Jack does a great job getting into the pocket through so much of it. Stookie does an amazing job out in the lead, being very fluid. And yeah, I mean, it was a fun run between both of them, and it's the kind of drifting I like to see.
Yeah, like you said, Jack just looks calm, cool, collected, going for that Rookie of the Year, and he's still in contention of it. Not officially locked up, but he moves one step closer to locking it up. Jack Shanahan gets the win over Mr. Daniel Stookie. Stookie, we bid you adieu. Hope to see you next year. Great energy, good vibes, and great head of hair.
Oh, amazing head of hair.
Regal.
Yeah.
He takes off that lid, and it's just like slow motion.
Between him and Derek Madison, it's quite the hair battle we have going on.
It's a follicle challenge. This is literally. All right, so we are advancing on 2 more battles left. I know Scarlett Jacobs and Chris Jacobs are in the building. They're excited to see what goes down as we throw it down to Cerise, who's with 2 letters, Adam LZ.
That's right, guys. I am with movie star himself, Adam LZ. Adam, you've had a great season. A lot is happening in your life. What's going on this event for you? How do you feel about Long Beach?
It's cool. I love being here, streets of Long Beach. There's lots of good food in this area, so like I love, pizza. I don't know. I'm just trying to take 1 battle at a time, just like the rest of the rounds this year, and that's it.
That's it. That's all you got going on. You're in 3rd. Obviously, we have some heavy hitters ahead of you too. Do you feel any pressure?
I'm trying to just take it 1 battle at a time. That's the goal.
Okay, absolutely. Cool, calm, and collected, guys. This isn't his first rodeo. You've driven more cars out here than any other driver in this fleet. Why do you stick with the E36?
I don't know. I think we just know it really well as a team. We kind of know the setups for the tracks. I know what it's going to do in weird scenarios, so it's just, I can drive it very intuitively.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your pizza. Best of luck for the rest of the day, and we'll catch up with you later.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
I feel like we're interrupting his lunch. Sorry to bother you, Adam. Just want to talk to you about what's going on here. Sorry, didn't avoid the Noid over here for you old school. Again, boomer reference there.
Way over.
Yeah.
Way over my head on that one.
It was a large pizza company's mascot.
Got it. Okay.
All right, RCP, Rome Charpentier versus Simon Olsen. RCP, we just know what he's capable of, and Simon Olsen, he's making that Mark V look definitely good. Again, we saw it. He parked it, joined another team. Now he's back. And he's found the sweet spot with that vehicle, but again, he's got to go through RCP, who knows that BMW front to back. Yes, sir. And again, he's a busy man with a lot of BMWs operating the Shanahan BMW as well. But look at RCP, E36. We saw it, and Adam was talking about that as well. Now coming to outside zone 6. Look at that. I mean, this is a hard battle for Simon Olsen. He's back there quite a bit, and RCP just look at the grip RCP has in that BMW. Finally, Simon catches him in that last outside zone, but up until that point, RCP was running and gunning.
Yeah, I mean, Rome deciding to swap back into this car, I think was a great decision. It's so well suited for this track, and he's so incredibly comfortable in it, and it really, really shows in this run. So Simon electing to initiate a little bit earlier on than Rome. I didn't quite catch it. Rome kind of missed the first outside zone, but I can tell you, he didn't really miss much else later on in this run, and a bit of a tepid approach there from the Norwegian through so much of this. And I mean, playing it maybe a bit safe, and we'll see, because he's pretty quick. And I'm seeing here Simon taking a bit of time getting back to it. Both drivers kind of checking the steering on it as they go back to the line, but I don't know. I'm fingers crossed there's no mechanicals from either of them, but to me, Rome's able to pick up a ton of speed through every transition, and Simon takes a little bit more distance to be able to get back into the side of the pocket.
You brought up a great point. Has he not competed in the E36 this whole season? That's crazy, just changing cars here.
This is the car that he's done so well, and he's driven this. I mean, going back to what Adam said, this is intuitive for him, so not having to struggle. And this car, not making as much horsepower as his other one.
You don't need it here.
You don't need it here. Right, you need a car that can really fire out of the transitions, and the E36 does a great job of that. So trailing arm construction, depending on who you talk to, superior suspension design, but the one thing it's great at is when you decide that you want to launch it through a transition, they're phenomenal at it.
All right, well, we'll see if the E36s do battle. They would have to meet in the Great 8, and right now we are looking at the second half of this RCP Simon Olsen battle. One battle left after this. And we are off and roaring. Simon Olsen out front, the Norwegian driver against RCP, who lives in right here in Southern California. Simon Olsen, good angle. Rome's got good proximity, but lacking in the angle. You talk about getting out of the pocket, but he just needs to get in that pocket. So look at that, just not exactly mimicking. This is reminiscent of the Daigo Saito era, where he has the proximity, doesn't mimic that angle. And now into outside zone 6 and 7. Simon kind of crawling from on that transition. And that allows Rome to get that proximity. So leaves a little bit kind of out there from both drivers.
Yeah, it could be a battle of setups too. There seems to be two main methodologies for setting up cars for this event, which is interesting. When you have something new, there's no like set, okay, this is how everyone should be driving. And to me, you've got the really quick setup and you've got the kind of slower, floatier setup. And neither one is incorrect. It's just some drivers are electing to go one way or another. As we can see that giant Norwegian flag there. And hey guys, if you're from Norway, please put on sunscreen. It is very different over here. But Simon Olsen's car a little bit floatier, maybe easier to drive, but not as quick. Great job in the lead here from Simon Olsen. He's fulfilling those zones. Car looks very smooth. You know, earlier this season, he was struggling a little bit to kind of get it to look very curated, but now it's great. He's filling the zones. It's a very, very like an amazing lead run here from Simon, but the difference is that Rome is able to keep in the pocket a lot more. His proximity seems a little bit better through a lot of it. To me, Simon's got a better lead run, but Rome's got a better chase. This will be pretty tough for these judges. So there it is. That it's another. We got two giant Norwegian flags here.
No, just the
Same one. Okay.
Yeah, just the one.
All right.
Yeah. Aasbo's crew. They got. I mean, we have the Norwegians are taking over Long Beach, baby. But again, reapply the sunscreen,
please.
All you Scandos.
Yeah.
We got a Norwegian chant going. Skull, 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 skull.
Yeah. There we go. There it is. That's what I mean. This is. I mean, it's very easy to look and say, hey, there's a big separation, but comparing lead to lead, it looks like Simon's a bit deeper through outside zone 2, getting into outside zone 3. Simon again, right up against the wall. Rome kind of flirting with just the edge of it. But you can already tell the difference in speed. We started these replays at a very similar time, and you can see how much further ahead Rome is through a lot of this. Completely different setups in the car, but it's neither one is incorrect. It's just what one can you do better with. And it comes down to, I mean, I think Simon provided a better chase for Rome, and maybe that's why Rome had a better chase, whereas Rome's car was quicker, but he wasn't as deep in the zones, which means he can take a faster line. You know, if you're tighter in on the circle, you're going to be quicker. You don't have to cover as much ground. So very, very interesting. We'll see how the judges decide on this one.
All right, well, here it is, RCP or Simon Olsen. Oh, 1-1, and Simon Olsen gets the victory, taking out Rome Charpentier, RCP.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so with one more battle left, the Norwegian flag waves high once again. Skull, 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 skull. Congratulations. And again, we have one more battle left, and that is Wataru Masayama versus Ken Gushi. For the judges' review, I throw it to Reese Marin. Reese.
Yeah, so as we're going through here, what really stood out to me was just that the depthness in getting to the zones. You can see that Rome is not getting into outside zone 2 really well. The transition goes in. You can see that there is a little bit of separation proximity, shallower in outside zone 3 as well too. And then it just keeps on going on. We can also see Simon, on the other hand, is getting deep into the zone, providing a better lead, which is allowing, in our eyes, for Rome to have a better chase, or at least for the two judges that went that way. Transition comes through. You can see goes on the inside here. Rome goes on the inside, gets back into the zone. Overall, Simon does a better job getting into the zone, providing a better lead for the chase, and we ended up going with Simon Olsen getting the win.
All right,
and, right here, our judges. I'm Jared Deanna. This is Jacob Gittins, right to my right, but our judges in front of us: Reese Marin, Brian Eggert, and Robin Ishida. We have one more battle left, and there's somebody I wanted to send a special, heartfelt rest in peace. Sam Kaskanian, the Tanaka family is right next to us, but we lost a great member of the Long Beach Grand Prix Association, Sam Kaskanian, earlier this year in May, and I know a lot of his family and friends are next to me here. And Sam was a fantastic human being, played a major role in Long Beach Grand Prix. I want to send a shout out to the Cascadian family. Love you. All right, here we go with our final battle. Watoro Masayama and Kenshiro Gushi. Gushi and Watoro get into it. Looks like Masayama shut it down in that Injuku Racing. Love the Bathing Ape livery, the 3M graphics, but shuts it down there. And Kenshiro Gushi, looks like he gets inside of him. We'll take a look at that again, what transpired as I was kind of putting a little button there on, again, Sam Cascadian. He was a great member of the Long Beach Grand Prix family. Want to definitely send that out as Ken Gushi makes his way through. Let's run it back and see what happened here.
Yeah, it was really, really strange. What I can say, though, is Ken Gushi with an incredible transition really early on. Look at this. Wataro looks great through the second outside zone. Check out this transition here from Ken. Phenomenal job of staying back out there. And then as we go out to 3, it already looks like there's signs of problems for Wataro, not able to get all the way out to that zone. So we'll see Ken now rolling up on Masayama, maybe checking in quick, make sure everything is all good. But you can already see that car looks like it's down on power, something going on. Shuts it down.
Stops so abruptly, too.
Well, I mean, he's got a fair bit of side bite into it, so as soon as he comes off throttle, that's what's going to end up happening. But yeah, pretty tough go. It's not what you want when you get a mechanical like that. So I think, the Norwegian fans will be happy to hear this. It looks like Cerise is down with Mr. Simon Olsen.
Catch up with you now. Yeah, guys, that's right. I am with Simon. The emotions are overwhelming right now. Simon, first of all, congratulations. I know that it's been a season, right? Talk to me about your chase run.
Oh, it's definitely been a season, but almost crying right now as well. Whew.
Let it out, buddy. You deserve it.
No, this feels like a win. I wanted to finish the season strong for the boys and all the Norwegians that are here. Woo.
You know you have a huge flag out there?
Oh yeah, they are the best. But cars on rails, I just had a small misshift in my chase that he gapped me on the run-up. And from there, I totally thought that I lost it. And then I just hyper-fixated on my lead and tried to make it as clean as possible and fulfill all the zones. And finally it clicked. And I don't know, I pointed at Rome. I was 100% certain he got this win, so I will take it. It felt really good, but I need to step it up for the next one. So
yep, take a moment, take a beat, revel in this as you are, but then get back out there with a clear, calm, and cool, collected head. All the words. But let's go.
Thank you very much. Let's do it.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Emotions.
Yeah.
And I did not expect that, but you could just feel obviously the relief, the exhale, and Simon, the emotions just overtaking him, and that just shows you what every driver and team goes through, while they navigate this. Some of our fans are leaving, but we are hearing that Masayama will call a competition timeout, and this is our final battle. We'll see if Masayama can get the car back together, but he is at a deficit. Ken Gushi has a major advantage here. I'm assuming that Masayama is at fault, just leaning on the judges, and they are. But let's take a look at the current standings after, again, have to deduce and assume that Ken Gushi will lead. He'll run through the course, but this is live scoring. This is after 32, so obviously we do know that James Dean has officially wrapped up the championship at the previous round in Utah, but going for second and third field, LZ, Fredric Aasbo. You can see there's a tie between LZ and Aasbo. Hiroya, you got to think if you win in the 16, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40. Hiroya would need either Aasbo, obviously Adam, or Matt to lose in 16 or to even have a shot at third or even second.
Yeah, it's got to go perfect for him. But I mean, listen, even getting up there, potentially getting a third would be phenomenal. Even fourth, considering how well he's done. So a lot on the shuffle, a lot going around when it comes to these standings. It's going to be very interesting to see what our entire field looks like once this day is wrapped up. Not that I want it to end anytime soon. This is phenomenal driving, and this course is. I really, really like it.
We were just talking about that just when we were off air. I'm really liking this track because we don't have anything to go off of previously.
Yeah.
The track is new. Drivers have no setup. Don't know what to expect from any of the drivers, the vehicles, the teams. Overall, this is something we haven't seen before. It's not banked, it's flat, it's tighter, it's a little more technical. I say it's just kind of an amalgamation of so many different components of other tracks, like a Seattle. It has a little bit of a Long Beach, obviously round one. It's got all of it. Some people are saying, hey, I maybe like it faster. I think it's everything that we anticipated and a little bit more.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And taking a look at this bracket, it is nuts. A big one to note. Bottom left, Hiroya Minowa, Connor Shanahan.
Yep.
That right there is a championship finals level battle any day of the week. Two of the best chase drivers in the game right now. And this is what his year looks like.
Yep.
Man, what an absolutely incredible year for the Shanahan brothers all together. I mean, Jack coming out, doing a great job. And yeah, it's been amazing to see what he's been able to do, and it's just cool to see the Irish contingency out here supporting all of them. And Jack, I believe now completely locked up on our Rookie of the Year at this point.
Yeah, Jack, what a ledge. Had the opportunity and hadn't hung with him till earlier this year, him and his lovely lady, and we got to know each other better. Just a good ball of energy. Obviously a talented driver, but just has that special sauce, and you could see just Jack. Big figure and big angle. Love the dude, and his driving speaks for itself. That was a cool moment. James and him sharing the podium. There's something in the water. It might be a little bit of Irish whiskey, but in Cork, Ireland. But I'm excited. I want to go over there and golf, and then I want to go drifting and I want to hang with them.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I got the pleasure of staying with them overnight in Ireland on vacation, and it was incredible. They are a very loud, energetic family, and it was great. It was really, really cool, and I also got to understand exactly what the Shanahan family means to Irish drifting. Jack, had a lineup of cars ready to be set up by him, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, great times.
Well, the conclusion and the continuation of our top 32, only half a battle left, as we have seen some amazing battles, and what a beautiful backdrop. The city of Long Beach just opening their arms, wrapping them around Formula Drift here on the Shoreline Showdown, round 8 of 8. It all goes down here today when we come back.
Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
Here we go, Andy Haley. Oh, he is riding that tire right on that white line.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nailed, every second we shaved, it's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
Need parts fast? We got fast. Need them now? We got now. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. We're O'Reilly Fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Love that car, baby.
Random Part Challenge for the last time this year. Thank you guys for following along. I'm here with Trent Beecham, my brother. What is that?
I was gonna say maybe like an injector to start, like here, but then now we're moving into a sensor.
Spin the end. Spin the end.
Bro, something's gonna happen.
No.
Something's gonna happen.
I spun it and it meant nothing to me. It was just fun to play with.
Sensor motor?
And the answer is, I don't know what it is.
Right now.
It was, I gotta remember it now.
Come on, bro, what is it?
Transmission speed sensor?
I knew it was a sensor, because it's like as it goes. Yeah. Because it's, each one is a notch,
These guys, man. For a Ford Aerostar.
I was about to say for what,
Yeah.
Fancy, bro, put that on the rig, huh?
Dude, right? Look at this guy. Anodized.
Fancy.
Go fast parts. Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah.
Have fun this weekend.
Yes, sir. Good luck, bro.
Here we are in the most plush pit in the entire paddock. Absolute gorgeous greenery over here. Stuckey. Hey. My brother, what is this?
Oh, dude. Well, it's got a sensor on it. Oh, wait, no, this is an injector for a diesel something? I don't know. Wrong.
No,
I see an O-ring.
And I don't remember what it is either. It's a it's a transmission speed sensor. Transmission speed sensor.
Oh, no,
I never would.
It looks like it spits something out.
Spin the thing. It's kind of fun. Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it, buddy. Random Part Challenge, Part 8, last one of the year. I'm here with Mr. Rad Dan. Brother. What is that?
Okay, this is not what it is, but it looks like an injector, right?
It does, it does.
I know it's not. It's got an O-ring, so this spins. Is it supposed to spin? Fluid does go through it. Another O-ring in there, 2-pin connector. Dang it, why'd you give me the hard one?
They're all hard.
It's billet blue.
How cool is that anodizing though, huh?
Yeah, and it's got to be held in so it doesn't shoot out. Yeah, but fluid goes through it. Or like, why is it?
Yeah, wait, how does that work?
I failed. I don't know. What is it? Tell me.
It is a transmission speed sensor for a Ford Aerostar minivan.
What goes in there with the O-ring?
That's why I was like,
Come
wait a second. Why does fluid
Ford
go through
Aerostar, those barely exist anymore. They're
All right. Well, what is the part? Gotta love that from Dylan the Dozer Hughes. And it looks like we are seeing Kenshiro Gushi here, and this is a buy run as Ken Gushi. This is a buy run laying out, and listen, he will advance on as Arturo Masayama takes himself out. This is officially the final run for our Rockstar Energy Drink Top 32. The Greddy Toyota GR86 advances on into the 16. It'll be Kenshiro Gushi will be going against Simon Olsen in top 16. So we'll have a halftime break. We'll be back here for our top 16 and a beautiful opening ceremonies. Super excited about that.
Yeah, some cool stuff planned out here. Rumor is. And there we go. This is going to top us. This is going to bring us into our top 16. Some amazing battles coming out. Adam LZ, Jack Shanahan. I think that one's going to be nuts. I mean, basically every single one of these has got a really, really cool story to tell. So I'm pretty pumped. James Dean, Tommy Lemaire, Trent Beecham, Connor O'Sullivan, Ben Hobson, Fredric Aasbo, Hiroya Minowa, Connor Shanahan. What a great way to kick it off.
And the other side of it, Matt Field and Jeff Jones Field fighting for that second overall. And then we got that of Chris Forsberg and Ryan Turk, a classic battle of the ages. Adam LZ, who maybe he's done eating his pizza, going against Jack Shanahan, trying to lock up officially that Rookie of the Year. Simon Olsen, a very emotional but motivated, going against Ken Gushi. All right, so congratulations to your Dodgers. Hopefully it's the Mariners going to the World Series, but the World Series of drifting continues here. This is the Shoreline Showdown. We'll be back here later on. Local time is 1 o'clock, so you got nice, clean hour and a half to either cruise the pits up here in the building or do whatever you got to do. We'll be back here for our opening ceremonies at the final round, round 8 of 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. On behalf of Cerise Taylor and Jacob Gens, I'm Jared Deenda. We'll be back here again, hour and a half, 2:30 local time. FYI, it's 12:57, just before 1 o'clock. We'll see you then. Send it, Formula Drift Nation.